the beautiful Frontwave Arena in Oceanside, California. It's an MASL Saturday night as the San Diego Sockers do battle with Utica City FC. And a very pleasant good evening, everybody. Welcome inside the broadcast booth alongside Tony Sanchez, Craig Elston on hand with you. It's a very special night in the Sockers' yearly schedule, Alumni Night. We'll have an alumni game at halftime with legends from both years and decades past going out and showing their stuff. But with so much greatness in the house, Tony, there's a little extra pressure on San Diego. Put their best foot forward tonight.
Yes, absolutely. It might not be as easy as the alumni would like tonight, but for the Sockers, they had to put a full effort last week to get an overtime victory against Tacoma. And for Utica, they got a big win over an Empire, 10-9. And it's going to be an impressive feat if they're able to get one more victory, because that's going to put them into the playoff conversation once again. For the Sockers, they're hoping to put out a much healthier lineup out there, and it's going to take another full send effort to get past this tough Utica team.
Well, one guy that we were worried would not be in the lineup for his bobblehead night, turned out he had a good week of practice and he's able to go. That's the captain, Craig Childs, and boy, it sure would be great to see him get going.
Absolutely. It's his bobblehead night for Craig, and he got a wobble in his knee instead of his head last week, but for this time around, for the Sockers, great news. He's able to go ahead and be suited up and is slated to be in the lineup for the Sockers. They are hoping to have him be contributing on the power play as well on set pieces, and Craig's going to have to showcase that he is ready to go for those moments and take those moments and opportunities when they come.
Now, meanwhile, for Utica City FC, as Tony mentioned, coming off a big 10-9 win against Empire Thursday night to kick off their West Coast road swing. What was the difference? Nilton de Andrade is back in the lineup. He changes their attack completely.
Absolutely. The Brazilian is coming back after missing the first half of the season. He scored 2 goals, including the game winner in the last minute of the fourth quarter in Empire, also recording 2 assists. Him and Pinal are able to combine and provide a very dangerous and potent attack for Utica tonight as well.
We'll be coming back. Nick Ferrara will let you know about some of the Sockers on the mend and back in the lineup. Then we'll bring you the starting lineups and the opening kickoff. It's San Diego and Utica coming your way on Major Arena Soccer League Saturday night on MASL TV.
Is it normal to sweat this much?
This is awful.
This is a mean sweat.
Quit looking at me, Susan.
When was the last time I ate something planted? It's not that I don't like vegetables.
Doctor, help with this.
I can't pay for a nutritionist.
Why is this always such a whole big thing?
With nutrition counseling included, staying on top of your health doesn't have to be a whole big thing. Kaiser Permanente, healthcare that just works.
Wind 6 miles, runway 6 right, clear to land.
Parents, if we're on screens too much,
what about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari
to hang with the coolest,
kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them,
Get real close to them.
and every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members take their financial plans to the next level. Because our value and values run deep, and we'll always fight for you with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Frontwave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big.
There's Craig Childs. It's his bobblehead night. And we're just about ready for soccer between the San Diego Sockers and Utica City FC. Gigantic crowd, one of the biggest in Frontwave Arena history expected for this one. I'm Craig Elston, joined by Tony Sanchez up in our Moto broadcast booth. As you see Craig pose for the picture, let's go downstairs and hear a little bit more about him as we welcome in the third member of our broadcast team, Nick Ferrara.
From the first quarter of last week's game, the San Diego Sockers were down a dozen players due to injury. But on the heels of that amazing and thrilling overtime victory came with it additional good news. Tavoy Morgan at forward will be rejoining the team after missing a week due to a hamstring injury. And you just knew on his bobblehead night that team captain Craig Childs was not going to miss tonight's game. Also, Charlie Gonzalez back in the mix, and defensive captain Cesar Cerda rejoining the team tonight. We know tomorrow, in America's biggest game on that Sunday, that the blue tent could come into play for the Patriots or the Seahawks. But tonight, it's a healthy Sockers team making it back to the blue turf here at Frontwave Arena. Craig, Tony, back to you.
All right, Nick, let's get right to it and bring you the starting lineups for this one. We'll start with the San Diego Sockers. Boris Pardo will start in net for the 10th straight match, backed up by Nathaniel Lindquist, Felipe Gonzalez, Drew Ruggles, Tavoy Morgan, Leonardo de Oliveira, Sebastian Mendez, Juan Salazar, Marcel Sanchez back for his second start. Charlie Gonzalez and Cesar Cerda return to the lineup. Mitchell Cardenas, Adrian Reyes, Craig Childs, Luis Ortega, and Nick Pereira. For Utica City FC, Brian Wilkin will start in net with Andrew Taylor, his backup, Emmanuel Belliard, Stefan Teixeira. He is out with an ankle injury. They'll play one man down. Gio Alves, Jose Tavares, Nilton de Andrade is the huge addition. He'll be setting up Manny Silva, among many others. Flipping to the next side, we've got Thason Santos, Cole Stevens, Kyle Genrich, Willie Spur, the veteran, Juan Alava, Sergio Pinal, the outstanding young striker, Mershad Amati, and Barbaro Chelier. That's your starting lineup. Let's take a look at these two teams at a glance. San Diego, 21 points, just a point ahead of Tacoma in third place. It's Utica City at the bottom right now, 4-6-2, 12 points, +7 goal differential to -15 for Utica. You see the power play numbers of note. Penalty kill for Utica is on the weak side, while for San Diego, they are number one in the league at 83%. But Tony, Utica coming off a Big Ten 9 win. Milton's back in the lineup. This is a team filled with youth. Only 2 players over 30 in the lineup. Willie Spur at 32 is the old man of the group. I mean, compare that to the Sockers, where like over a half dozen players will be 35 years or older out there. The experience edge, all San Diego. The youth and theoretically young legs edge should be all Utica.
Yeah, somewhere to look at in this game is the end of the second quarter as well as the end of the fourth quarter, and see exactly where the fitness level is for the more experienced and veteran San Diego Soccer side. And for Utica, this is going to be an opportunity for them to spoil the party in a sense. You mentioned a great crowd out here. You have Craig Childs and his bobblehead night. What a better way to come into San Diego and maybe potentially put yourself closer back in the playoff picture with a victory here. That would certainly send a message. And in a 8-team MASL league that's been very, very fun and entertaining, anything can happen. But we'll see what the San Diego Sockers are able to do on their side of things tonight.
The Palace Casino Starlight Club is filled with soccer greats of years gone by, many of whom are going to be watching the whole match, many of whom will be playing at halftime. The Sockers are in their 84 baseball-inspired retro jerseys. They'll be running left to right. White with orange diagonal letters across the front, brown and orange down the sides. Utica City FC, black and blue vertical bands across the chest and midriff, black back to the jersey, black shorts, black socks. And as the thunderclap begins inside Frontwave Arena, we're just about ready for the San Diego Sockers and Utica City FC, second of 2 meetings this year. The Sockers defeated Utica 4-3 up at the Adirondack Bank Center, Tony, but that was a match that Utica led 3-0 late in the second quarter. It was a match where the Sockers had played in Baltimore the night before and bust overnight and were a weakened form of themselves. And it was a day that Boris Pardo came off the bench and made 11 straight saves to guide them to victory. The whistle sounds, the thunderclaps rolling, we're underway. Great to have you with us here on MASL TV. Nick Pereira coming off his 500-point game, not all at once, but his 500th career point, and then 501 was the game-winning assist. 2 goals, 3 assists for Nick. He gets the start up top. Charlie Gonzalez, great to see him back. He was the Sockers' leading scorer until missing the last 4 games due to injury. See if he can get right back on that scoring tip. as he feeds it down low to Nick. He'll leave it off for the runner, Cardenas. Off the wall, looking to the top, where Mendez shoots. Wilkin makes the point-blank save. Ball still spinning. They can't touch it. And finally kick it out. That was dangerous for a while as Utica's Wanalava had his hand right next to the ball. Reminiscent of Ian Pilcher for SDFC last year in the playoffs, Tony.
Yeah, very poor communication there at the very end. Got it together and able to clear the ball, but you can definitely see the San Diego Sockers already going through Nick Pereira. Cardenas there with the wall pass, looking for a wall score attempt. Mendez right at the keeper right there, but we'll see.
Another diving stop for Wilkin. He fell to his hip to deny Reyes the first one of the game. That's 2 golden chances for San Diego in the first minute of this one. Here's Shalier. He'll rattle it off the goal wall and pick up his own bouncing loose rebound. Now he centers straight on. Pardo was forced to make 2 close saves on Emmanuel Belliar. And the foul goes the other way. Our officials on the floor wearing red, Ryan Sigic and Servando Berna.
And right there, you can see the speed of this Utica team. A very well thrown ball here from Wilkin on the goalkeeping side. And counterattacking San Diego almost kept them and surprised them. Here, Boris with a long ball.
Brought down for a moment by Pui Ortega. Now it's loose at midfield. Drew Ruggles will be first to get there. Just a raucous atmosphere. That ball bounced around and given away by San Diego for the moment. Now Drew Ruggles spinning around to keep it away from Amati. Pardo under pressure. Felipe will head it forward. Now the Sockers could break potentially. Pereira sends in Juan Salazar. Juancho stepping to his left foot. He scores! That rocket of a left for El Colombiano. Juancho has put the Sockers on the board 1-0.
And here a counterattack of their own for the San Diego Sockers, starting all the way from the back. Juancho opening up that left leg, 1-2, and very well placed at the bottom left of Wilkin. Nothing for him to do. Great to see Juancho continuing this good form that he's had on the road, but now here at home, Sockers 1, Utica 0.
Juan Salazar fought for his spot in the lineup and won it, and made the most of it and right away, and then he bowed to the crowd and to the team to say, that's what you get when you put me in the lineup, you get goals. Of course, Nick Pereira picked up that assist. And for Nick, that's his 12th of the season. He's just 2 off the league lead now for Passmaster.
Very well done by Nick. And now here's somebody who we've been asking a little bit more of, Tavoy Morgan.
Sends the spinning ball to the middle where it's kicked out. And well done by the veteran Gio Alves. Don't feel that, even though the Sockers, who have done very well, they've only lost once this year, won 4 times when they've scored first. Overlapping run. Charlie tried to feather a ball to the middle. That was blocked away by Utica. Just keep in mind, this city team 2 days ago scored 9 goals against Empire. Make that 10. They scored 9, then they scored the 10th. So I was not lying. They scored 9, then they scored another one. That was 10. And they won. So 1, it's not enough. Here's Penal, out to Alava. Alava dancing into the mid-wall, lays it off to the man who wears Giovanni on the back of his jersey. Gio Alves had a 1-goal, 4-assist game to win Defender of the Week a couple weeks back. Willie Spur, the veteran. Penal with Spur running the middle. Sergio spins and puts it right into Boris's hands. Boris not happy with something about Sebastian Mendez's presence along the wall and not marking, but he comes off and is replaced as Adrian Reyes, the rookie, runs on. The ball they're kicking around, created by Miter, official game ball supplier of the Major Arena Soccer League, established in 1817. Miter, one of the leading soccer brands worldwide. Learn more at mitre.com. Miter. Cesar Cerda, Leo, Leonardo de Oliveira. Lovely weaving runs, but that pass by Adrian Reyes was way too heavy and breaks up the whole pattern. Sockers have to regroup.
And the biggest difference is the Sockers availability of players, and you can definitely see some players are going to start to come in, and maybe those game minutes need to be adjusted in order to build that chemistry. The players that have been here for that road trip have come and bonded, but some of the classic players like Chadley are going to have to take a little second to adjust to the game speed as well. But let's see if it's going to take a quarter, a game, But for the greatness of some of these players, it'll be sooner rather than later.
Juan Salazar's next shift as Nick gets pulled down. That's going to be a common foul and set up essentially a corner kick. Meanwhile, I couldn't help but note that Salazar, seeing Nick with the ball, immediately ran to the back post and said, let's put ourselves in a really smart position. As you see, there goes Juan, and here comes Nick. And he gets pulled down. The shot blocked up front by Mershad Amati of Utica City FC. There's Nilton De Andrade. So great to see him back, an MASL All-Star. He's had a 40-point season, had a high 30-point season. Had a high elbow there for the 18-year-old Marcel Sanchez. The two of them are pawing at one another as Shalier tries to get a left-footed shot away on the left block. Leo comes crashing in looking for the rebound amidst two Riggies. And the foul is called against the Rigatoni team.
Right there, Leo showing the power of his upper body strength, and he's able to move forward and almost bulldoze a couple of defenders here trying to get the ball off. It's hard to get the ball away from Leonardo in any given situation, but when he puts that muscle into it, it's almost impossible sometimes.
Shalier, pickpocket steal of Felipe, but then the ball is left and Gonzalez picks it up, says, thank you, I'll take that back. Sliding in Cole Stevens, he had the slide tackle of the ball. Felipe went crashing by. The counterattack's 3v2 the other way. It's Amati as the quarterback in the middle. It's down to Nilton, and the save made by Pardo.
Yeah, the counterattack thwarted there by a bit of an extension by Felipe, but this is a great stop, great positioning by the veteran keeper, Boris Pardo, who's having a wonderful season so far.
100% will be looked at as wherever the Sockers get. The reason that they were able to stay in the fight this season has been Boris Pardo. No question about it.
Showcases that leadership, not only with his words, but by the way that he plays.
A good pass, but Ruggles read it just in the nick of time to take it away from Silva. And now it's Drew on the way back, in the air, looking for himself, brings it down and scores, but the foul was called first. Sigic says, no goal, yes foul. And 2-0 off the board, and Drew's smart not to argue. He's already got 4 yellow cards to lead the league.
Yeah, Drew Ruggles trying to get the sombrerito self-auto pase, and it ended up working out, but referee says no, foul, bring it on back. But that was a beautiful goal in the making.
I mean, honestly, if there was no foul, there's kind of a poetic artistry to that, to just keep looping the ball up into the air and catching it yourself and keeping the defender away and getting a shot off. It was really pretty fun to see. I mean, both you and I are soccer aficionados. Don't see that very often. Maybe on the beach. Here's Willie Spur. Willie lost over a season to a broken leg, suffered in an Empire, might have been Ontario at the time, I don't remember, versus San Diego game. A collision with Boris Pardo. Oh, that was right off the back of Sigic. He trapped it down.
What a control.
Unbelievable. To talk about the circus show and the artistry of the game, here's Ryan Sigic trapping balls with the small of his back. The man can do it all. Put that on under review. Just for perfection, not controversy. How about this? Oh, Wilkin. Did he touch it with his hand? Oh, don't throw the flag. Back the other way comes Utica. I don't think he did. I think Wilkin, oh, look at this, Spur comes open. Now they're gonna throw the flag as Utica ties it up. And I think San Diego just looked a little bit distracted all the way down the floor. Leo says it's a handball and literally tried to take the flag from Phil, and Phil put it back in his pocket.
Yeah, you can argue that, but here on the counterattack on the other side, as we see the replay.
Oh dear, Serta was the passer. Serta literally passed it to Spur. Well, talk about knocking that rust off.
Yeah, exactly. And just like last week where we saw the Sockers be able to catch Tacoma.
All right, well here, oh, actually,
does touch the hand.
I mean, it's kind of inadvertent, but I'd say yes, maybe to contact.
Yeah, and maybe that's the reasoning why not to throw it, because referees might decide that that was unintentional, and you can definitely tell that Wilkin was falling But at the end of the day, did the ball touch the hand? Yeah.
It's the funniest thing, and you heard me in real time say don't throw the flag.
Yeah.
But you also heard me in real time when the goal was scored say, well, okay, well, now you would throw the flag.
Yes.
Because as we know, as we see the foul on Milton here, the times to throw flags are +1, -1 situations where you can absolutely get a goal or take a goal away. And as we see the push and pull from our low-angle camera here, courtesy of our motor crew down in the penalty box, we have reached the media timeout. Just under 8 minutes to play in the first quarter. So it's been a showcase of soccer artistry and some distracted play and 1-1. Back with more on MASL TV.
There's regular cold, and then there's the mountains are blue cold. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
At Frontwave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Out of network. Request denied. Claim denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, then come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
A reminder that Capelli Sport is the official and exclusive provider of, by the way, Utica's uniforms. Let's keep a look at Brian Wilkin here. Armpit trap?
Yeah, there is contact, definite contact, but I think that's going to be the argument, whether it was intentional or not, and whether if it wasn't intentional, would that be enough to overturn that call in that moment. But I do think head coach Phil Salvaggio believes that the way that this match is going, they sense a couple of goals coming San Diego's way, and not necessarily nullifying that tying goal, but there's still a lot of games to be played. Drew looking for Morgan.
And we get the quick whistle from Servando in the corner. And that's going to allow the free kick team, including Craig Childs, to get out on the floor. Childs, of course, as we brought up and Nick reported at the top as well, you know, taking that knee injury. Thought no chance he'll be back, but really woke up the next day feeling like surprisingly good and took it from there. Back heel assist, perhaps. Charlie shoots it just a little high.
Yeah, that was a big question coming into this match, whether or not Craig Childs is going to be able to be celebrated with his uniform on. And thankfully he is. Hopefully he can get himself a chance, an opportunity, because he's had a couple this season.
Here's Mitchell doing a great job to just ward off Shalier. Barbaro Shalier is a handful. The Cuban, second year in the league, 6'4", 158 is his listed. I think he's a little thicker than that, a little stronger than that, to be honest. Probably been in that weight room to get things going. Charlie, under pressure from Shalier. Back to Mitchell, and the Sockers see a lovely spin from Sebastian Mendez. Cuts it to Felipe, Nick's running in front. The ball gets deflected to Nick in the corner. Carrera, Sol rolls it out. He had a thought to feed Mendez. Amati was able to run interference. Spur now has Shalier going the other way.
Some frantic defending there from Utica, and now trying to find the way to construct something on the other way. They haven't been able to really do damage to Boris on his side with the prefabricated play. We'll see if this one's it here.
Jose Tavares. He cycles to the middle as Los Brujos del 78 start into a chant here in the mid-first quarter, working through the 9th minute. Spur sends one off the wall. 9th minute actually begins right now as Kyle Genrich, he in his 2nd year in the league and with Utica. It's a mostly high Atlantic coast team. A lot of local players, New York players, New York regional players, but also whether for one reason or another, and guys who moved here a long time ago, very international roster too, with a shocking 2 players from Fogo Island in Cape Verde, including Milton De Andrade, which has 35,000 population all told, and yet 2 people on this MMSL team. It's wild, the coincidence. Tavoy looking for the back post in Wancho, who opened the scoring tonight. It's 1-1. Charlie, his curving shot blocked by Belliard. Rebound comes out to Serta. Cesar, 2 touches in. Cesar saw a rolling player in front of him and then got a deflection into the high wall. This should be a corner kick for San Diego, and it will be.
Yeah, Cesar being very patient there, knowing that he was going to have an opportunity to go ahead and cross that ball. Earns a corner kick here for the Sockers. Another set piece opportunity for Craig Childs.
Here's Leo.
Yes, sir! Whoa! Give Craig Childs the assist on his bobblehead night, but that twisting shot was something to remember. 2-1 San Diego.
Que hermosura. A beautiful assist and a one-time volley straight through the air, ripping through a couple of Utica players. Leonardo Gio Oliveira, el Brasileiro, does it again. He is loving that side of Frontwave Arena this season. And we're back to 2-1, 1 goal difference here. Watch out, this goes down to Boris. Well defended there.
It's quite a night going on here. In addition to everything else happening, we've got the alumni game coming up at halftime. That's an easy call as Nilton pulls down Charlie Gonzalez. On our MASL TV halftime report, we'll have an interview with Utica City FC's head coach, Everton Moreira, who was an incredible indoor player in his own day. High-scoring defender. Here comes Pereira with Charlie. Charlie had the late run. Now Utica has a chance to break. Sergio Pinal is in the middle. He sends it to the right. It's Amati there, and enough time for Pee Wee Ortega to get back and get his foot on the ball. Now, back and forth they go. Ruggles with Wancho. Wancho's wide open. Oh, 1 tick too late on the clock to send that ball Juan Salazar's direction, but he steps in when he sees an open ball and steals it for Morgan. One-handed save by Wilkin.
Very well done with that save there from Wilkin on the right-hand side. But
Morgan.
Tavoy!
Yes, sir! Again! A blast! A steal! A one-touch goal! 3-1 Tavoy's dancing, and so are the fans in Frontwave Arena.
And the Sockers almost willing this goal to go in. Le puntazo with the tip of the foot. He's able to go ahead and put it into the corner. Tavoy with that high pressure and a great run and great effort to put the Sockers up 3-1. It's beautiful to see Tavoy Morgan con el baile.
You know this team needs him. And it'll need him down the stretch. And if they want to get where they want to be at the end, which is holding the Ron Newman Cup, they need him to be great. And that was great right there. That's what you want.
It's also good to point out that, once again, Salazar much and very well involved in that, dispossessing on the transition and opening up spaces. It's good to see the development of some of these young players as the years are rolling. And also the veteran presence as well.
Goals at 10:09 and 11:12 on the clock. Spur looking for a second. Out off the head of Cardenas. Counts as a blocked shot for Mitchell. He's inching towards 200 in his MASL career. That'd be number 191 on a more painful note. As Boris Pardo gets ready to throw it out. It's not only great to see players back in the lineup, Tony, but to see how many players were down on the floor before warm-ups doing conditioning, getting ready to return to the lineup. San Diego, you know, I don't want to say it out loud, but they have an opportunity to approach full health soon if everything goes right.
And a lot to thank for the new blood. And watch out here, some old blood connecting with new blood as well.
And then there was blue blood in between. And in front was Reyes to try and poke that one out. And it went just wide on the toe poke try. That would have been 2 straight, just like pickpocket goals.
And Reyes part of that team for the Sockers that was able to get 3 games out of 6 on that road trip, led by this man, Nick Pereira.
It's Childs. Rubbed off the ball. Can Mendez steal it back? He got it to Pereira. Nick with the defense draped all over him. Cole Stevens took it away. Wilkins out of his net. 3-1 the score. San Diego would love to get another one. There's just an electricity in the crowd tonight. And it feels like it's feeding into a performance that could be a dominant one and a more complete game for San Diego than we've seen. Something that you need on the road to the top of the table. Ruggles. Over to Serra. We'll talk about that table as the night progresses, but it's the most even season in the history of the league. Here's Mendez. Well selected by Morgan. And the roller, not a bad idea. Just the angle was easy enough for Wilkin to capture. D'Andrade gets double teamed. The foul will be called against Tavoy. Nonetheless, you gotta like the effort.
Yeah, a lot of pressure right there in that area from San Diego. They've been able to get possession of the ball more often than not, and Utica struggling to get out of their own defensive end and create any sort of plays out of the midfield here, looking for Pinal.
Sergio Pinal, second year out of San Jose. He has been outstanding. We've got a whistle from Sigic as we get to the final minute exactly. There's 1 minute left.
Brian Sigic once again being involved with the play, this time with his feet.
Charlie to Nick. Nick, here he comes! Oh, couldn't get the shot away. I thought for a second he had the angle for sure. Well defended. Alava stayed with it to the very end.
And he's such a big man there that he's trying to keep his balance, keep his composure, and very well defended, like you said, getting in front of the ball. But it's still, for the Sockers, another set piece opportunity.
And that means the wall has to back up to its proper depth. They're going to go 2 men in it. A lot of thoughts here. What's Charlie going to want to do? He's got Leo. The cross misses everybody. Nick sticks out a leg. Leo chips it back into the corner. Mendez sees it bounce back to Wilkin. There's 45 seconds left on the first quarter clock. Wilkin's throw out hit Nick in the chest. And then as he goes crashing down, the foul is called on Nick Pereira.
We see Wilkin with that cannon of an arm trying to start some sort of counterattack, but it's very difficult when Utica doesn't have the numbers up top, and Nick doing well to cut off that ball. We'll see what they have when they are able to possess and construct something for this Utica team.
Leo. This one sent for Pinal by Santos. Double team greets Sergio Pinal. Ball stays alive. Amati came crashing in, so did Pee-wee. Then it came out! and just missed the net. Second chance blocked, third chance saved at the horn. Wild flurry around Boris Pardo's net in the closing seconds, but no joy.
An all-out defending effort by the Sockers, just putting their bodies on the line, putting the bodies in front of the ball, and that's just enough to make sure that they don't score on San Diego's net.
What a wild first quarter we had, and it saw San Diego get the last two for a 3-1 lead. Second quarter run from Oceanside next on MASL TV, right here on YouTube.
At Frontwave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Is it normal to sweat this much? This is awful. This is a mean sweat.
Quit looking at me, Susan.
When was the last time I ate something planted? It's not that I don't like vegetables.
Doctor,
I said stuff.
I can't pay for a nutritionist.
Why is this always such a whole big thing?
With nutrition counseling included, staying on top of your health doesn't have to be a whole big thing. Kaiser Permanente. Healthcare that just works.
Clear 6 call, runway 6 right, clear to land.
Parents, if we're on screens too much,
What about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari.
Welcome back inside Frontwave Arena, where last week the fans here got to see Nick Pereira hit a milestone marker, the Nicky 500. 2 goals, 3 assists in San Diego's 1-goal overtime win against his old team Tacoma, including his equalizer with 5 seconds left in the fourth quarter, then his assist on the golden goal. That gave him 501 career points. He's added an assist now, so 502 up to date, 255 the assist, first all-time, 247 goals, fourth all-time, defending MASL Offensive Player of the Week. And with all the changes and injuries that the Sockers have suffered this season, Tony, Nick Pereira went from being a player that was being integrated into a veteran club with a dozen mouths to feed, to all of a sudden, no, you need to be Big Bird, you know, like you need to be bringing it home for us every night, and he's really responded.
Yeah, absolutely. You can tell he's become the floor general for a lot of these youngsters who were his teammates for the first time ever in this road trip and coming back here at home. But that's why they, you consider him Big Match Nick, and really a big moment for him this last game in this San Diego Sockers uniform, and truly becoming the offense. And in important moments, you saw the clutch factor, you saw the talent, and you also saw that he can go ahead and go all the way to overtime and make it happen.
Well, the two teams switch sides, and Utica will run left to right across your screens. San Diego will run right to left. 3-1, the Sockers with the lead. They outshot Utica 7-5 in the first quarter. The 18-year-old Marcel Sanchez in his second game, wrestling to get that ball loose, and he does, and gets it back to Mitchell Cardenas. Well done. Mitchell knows he has one touch he can use with Boris Pardo. It was well executed to get it out to Mendez on the offensive half wall. Then just getting his legs taken out from under him. A decleating of Pee-wee for a free kick.
You see Pee Wee trying to receive the ball here, knowing that there's going to be contact, but I don't think he knew it was going to come from below the waist in such a fashion. And here, Utica is committing a lot of fouls in this general area, and the Sockers have taken advantage of it once.
Tunnel. Charlie spun it through to Nick, but there was no outlet to get it to the second man, Sebastian Mendez. Now back to Nick. Keep the play and the possession alive. And these two guys between them are wizards with the ball. As I say it, they lose it to Nilton. And De Andrade's coming down the floor, and his shot's blocked by Cardinals. Charlie in danger. Wow. Drawing oohs and ahs from the crowd as he whirly-birded the ball to himself with the grace of a figure skater performing a single salchow in warm-ups.
And you saw there, De Andrade, the only player for Utica on the offensive side of things, surrounded by 4 Sockers. Here's Drew.
Look out, Drew chested it down to Boris. See if this can spring some sort of counter. Leo's under pressure in the defensive zone, so finds a way to take 2 defenders out of the play and bring in Tavoy Morgan. 3-on-3. Morgan steps, shoots, it's blocked, and taken down, and well done by Utica, but not out. As Leo this time trying to get it to a nudge from Drew, taken down by Brian Wilkin. Wilkin has a goal and an assist this season. Came in with a 6.16 goals against average, 6.48 save percentage, and a 4-5-2 record. He's played in every Utica game, started all but one. And in a situation where there was probably pretty open competition at the start of the year, he won it going away. Tavoy thought he was going to be able to let that ball do all the work. He could not. Kyle Genrich hustled him to the ball and then drew the foul from Morgan on his way off the floor.
Yeah, usually you see Morgan get in front of that ball, but very well done there by Gingrich to anticipate that pass and get in front of Morgan. That doesn't usually happen.
Here's Tavares, who leads the MASL coming into today in fouls committed. Common fouls committed. Came in with 27. Oh, he actually got a touch on that ball to get it around Pardo on the Kaiser Permanente logo just to the right of his goal. Stays alive to Utica. Another ball into the middle. Drew punts it out. 12:15 running clock, first half.
These couple of minutes are the best that we've seen Utica try on Boris's side, as Boris is currently being crowded.
MASLsoccer.com is your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. Check it out for all the latest news, standings, leaders, everything. There's another block for Drew Ruggles. That one out of play. They will call defensive clearance. Interesting. Thought that was a blocked shot. They're calling it a controlled clearance by Ruggles, and that will award top of the arc free kick to Utica City FC. Also, there's too many men on the floor. And there's still too many men on the floor. And now there's not, right at the right time. Penal misses. But the Sockers were kind of a mess going into that kick. Maybe a missed opportunity for Utica City.
It seemed like everybody's still trying to win the call of whether or not it was defensive clearance. And now the Sockers coming back, and the flair factor for the Sockers tonight is on point.
On Veterans Night, you want to do it, you know, on Alumni Night. Do it to the level. And you get Julie V's approval. It's not easily won. Cesar Serra to Nicky. Couldn't control the high pass. Will any of this show up in the advanced statistics created by Joseph Reyna? Staff writer is the host of Soccer Signal, the newest tactical show presented by the Major Arena Soccer League every other Thursday on MASL TV. Check it out. Here's Reyes from Serta. Taken away on a steal by Penal. Back the other way, 3v2. Here's Nilton. Sends it to the right wing. Alves had Boris in the middle. Back and forth they go. Now it's Pereira with Charlie. Pereira's going to load it up, and he shoots it high but in play. Mendez crashing off the bench. Will scoop it back to Cardenas, and the Sockers retain possession. And Pardo slaps his hands in frustration because that was a good chance that went up a little bit empty. 2 all-league players going forward together.
Yeah, and you can see the Sockers are taking things a little bit calmly whenever it comes to the ball. There's a second where they think about the move that they're going to do. As here's a chance.
Mendez with his jersey getting pulled. Shot away. Servando Berna says play on. Mendez takes himself out of the play to complain a little bit longer. And now it's Shalier. And Pardo fools him. It's like when you tap the guy on the right shoulder when you're standing to his left. That's what Pardo just did, soccer way.
Yeah,
there's a steal and a Morgan shot, and it's Childs! Oh, on his bobblehead night. Wilkin is a villain to the crowd. This one blocked in front by Utica. I mean, what are you here paid to do? Stop goals?
Well done by Wilkin, but definitely a chance that Childs wants back. It was a point-blank opportunity.
Oh. Off that steal and the stumble from Belliard set it up, and Morgan knew what time it was. Set up Childs, Wilkin, big save. Mendez, Childs says, gimme, gimme. I'll drop it off to Drew. Drew looking for the return to Craig, and then his 3-time pinball off the wall. And Childs says, somebody get me out of here. Nope, too late. I'm on defense now.
On his bobblehead night, why not?
And then he says, he just literally pointed at his guy and said, someone go guard him, and ran back to the bench. That was beautiful. Here comes Willie Spur, the veteran. 3-1. Under 9 minutes to play, second quarter at this raucous Frontwave Arena. Place is just hopping tonight. Brujos have it hopping. Crowd of approaching and maybe surpassing 5,000.
And if you're Utica, these are the opportunities you want to take and take advantage of the set pieces and opportunities based on fouls that you're going to be given.
Penal. Once again, sends the penal. A little bit too high. Here's the throw out for one. Salazar, who got the party started. Salazar had 4 guys around him and kept possession. Well done. Leo, back to Juan. Juancho went to Point Loma Nazarene University. He's a standout his last year in college. Earned him a tryout. And he is a tryout player for San Diego that's now in his 3rd season. Pereira dragging along the wall. Wilkin kicks it out. He made some contact with Nick there as well. Leo wins it back cleanly to Mitchell with Ryan Siggett standing by idly, saying, if you need me to trap one, bro, throw it up high. Juancho sliding tackle of the ball, but it's back to Utica's feet. It's over the shoulder of Stevens. Pardo rushes out. Look out! Leo got in the way just in the nick of time. And then Willie Spur sends it back. That was a safari that could have ended with a kill.
Yeah, fortunate there to not be able to find where the ball was to turn and shoot immediately. But we've seen Boris do that twice. A lot of empty spaces, and Utica employing through balls and hoping somebody's going to get there on the offensive side to try to catch the Sockers on a surprise.
Here's a steal. Oh, this could be a card. Well, the lead official of the league says no. That was a steal and a breakaway looked like. There was a player behind, so technically it's not. But, I mean, that's the kind of thing that you're looking to. That's a dangerous chance.
We've seen that given as a blue before.
Certainly in my life I've seen it, but I'm not saying it's the right decision. I know technically there's not the last man back. Here's Reyes, beautiful move, second move. How about you, Adrian Reyes? You're naming lights. 4-1 Sockers. That was delicious. Give me more.
Adrian Reyes with a drag of the ball to the right and a slight hesitation, just giving him enough space to open up that left foot of his and slide it through. Great shot by the rookie. 4-1.
The artistry of the league on display once again as the Sockers are on a roll with 3 in a row. 4-1 San Diego. We're back with more next on MASL TV.
the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members build equity and refinance with confidence. Invest in your future with a commercial real estate loan. From residential investment properties to industrial real estate, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Parents, if we're on screens too much,
What about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd
at the San Diego Zoo Safari.
It's 4-1 Sockers on MASL TV Saturday night. It is a special night, the yearly alumni night, and tonight, Kevin Crow being honored for his selection on the Veterans Ballot to the 2026 National Soccer Hall of Fame. He'll be inducted May 1st to the National Soccer Hall of Fame in Frisco, Texas. The all-time best defender in soccer's history, unquestionably, but also all San Diego, Tony, a two-time SDSU All-American, played 14 seasons, all four of the Sockers. He was in both the 1984 and 1988 Olympics for the United States. He had 13 caps with the men's national team, a Hall of Famer. His number 12 is hung in the rafters for decades now, but now he'll have his name in Frisco as well.
Yeah, it's just a legacy that is like none other here. A San Diegan making it happen. We've known for years that the talent is here. But congratulations to Mr. Crow for making the 2026 Hall of Fame and representing San Diego and its football as it deserves.
Charlie picked up the assist, by the way, on that last goal. So returns to the lineup and delivers a point and a chance for more. It's 3v1 the other way. It's Mendez to the right wing to Charlie, back post. Oh no! Marcel had his first. And then the tire blew out as he approached the driveway.
Sometimes it's the easiest ones that are the most complicated. For Sanchez there, he's going to be dreaming about that one for a while.
You know, in the last game, it turns out I was underserved in terms of proper bio information for Marcel Sanchez. And I was very thankful that Mr. Legend himself, Paul Wright, came over to let me know Marcel Sanchez has been training with him at Speed to Burn for 4 straight years. Oh. Juan Salazar. Even when he was at Del Norte High School, Marcel went to homeschooling to train more and keep working. And now here's Juancho coming in. Juancho almost had his brace, just ripped it wide of the far post. But even in junior college now, he's continued, and Paul brought him up when he was head coach of Empire, brought him up to practices up in the Inland Empire. He's brought him to practices in San Diego. And now at the age of 18, Marcel Sanchez is in the lineup. And congratulations to the young man and his family.
Yeah, absolutely. Part of what could maybe be, I don't know, a right to soccer academy.
Right, yeah. Ruggles trying to pick out Nick. Pereira in the corner has 1 assist tonight, his 502nd career point. Craig Childs has 1 assist tonight. The veterans getting the job done. Another veteran who gets it done every game, Leonardo de Oliveira. Working toward the final 5 minutes of the first half. When we get down to 2 minutes left, I'm going to vacate the booth. Tony will take over on play-by-play because they've asked me to not only host a brief ceremony honoring Kevin Crow, but also to do PA for the alumni game. So I'll do that. Looking forward to it.
It's one of the best traditions here for the San Diego Sockers being brought to Frontwave Arena. Can't wait to see Brian Quinn absolutely destroy on this floor once again at halftime.
I mean, with under 5 minutes to play, if you just snuck him in there for Sanchez, who could tell the difference? Clean steal for Utica off Nick Pereira. Alava had it taken back away from him before he could get too far down floor. And here comes Wilkin now. Thinks he's Brian Orozco or something. Here comes Brian Wilkin all the way in. Uh-oh, Brian, you just lost the ball. No, it was given away by Leo. Almost a second Sockers assist against his own team. Serta had one earlier. Holy cow, that worked out.
And it was only a matter of just waiting for the mistake, waiting for the error from Wilkin, and it ended up happening, but almost an error on the other side by Leo.
Mendez gets pulled down. Remember, he's got a broken arm. He's got a cast on that arm after a block shot in Baltimore. So when Mendez gets knocked down, if he fell on that arm, I mean, you know, that's trouble. But he gets up acting more like it was something that he got kicked, as he's limping, not grabbing the cast.
One of the toughest players here. May not be the biggest, but man, just pure heart by that kid. You saw him get the game winner and just get light up and get excited. It means a lot for all the players, but I love seeing Mendez play.
Yeah, I don't know who you pick one, who you pick two, but on the toughness chart, I think him and Pee Wee have to be your top 2 draft picks if you're drafting the team. Oof. And then Cardenas takes a shot to the face as the ball comes forward to Tavares. Salazar stays with him well. Chance for Utica to settle and organize. And who knows? Maybe get things back in their direction. There's a giveaway. I think scoring on that other giveaway would have been pretty huge opportunistically for them.
Yeah, if you're Utica, you need another goal in order to go ahead and feel like you still have some momentum coming back in the third quarter after halftime. But the Sockers have been able to defend very well all the way in the final third, final half of the pitch, as well as their own defensive area.
Leo chops that one down, floats it out. Wilkins back in his traditional position. It's like they had one, they said, run Obasi, run Obasi. Sent him out. Onua getting the call out wherever you are. Now the goalie coming up is you, Onua, you've done it.
They saw it last Thursday and maybe they thought, hey, that's an interesting, nifty idea.
Felipe. As mentioned, Wilkin has a goal. Now I understand why. He'll rush all the way up the field. This is a 4-car pileup on the 78, and Caltrans cannot solve anything. Right lane blocked completely.
And there's the whistle. Yeah, you usually get that whistle a little earlier to avoid exactly that.
Penal and the 18-year-old Sanchez. Speed to, you did the little symbol of you're flapping your gums too much. Sanchez, 18 going on 38. Serta. Nice little dribble in the phone booth. Now he's got a 2v1 with Reyes. Reyes, who just had that gorgeous goal. He's got a chance for 2 now. Reyes whistles it wide. Charlie, Nick, header, back post. Alvis runs it down. Under 2 minutes to play. I'm going to run downstairs, Tony.
Right there, Nick looking for a ball to Res Centro to cross it back inside and find the head of the foot of one of the Sockers to just tap it in. And now Utica looking to come on the other side once again. Pardo asked to go outside of his area. This time, Utica's able to collect possession. Still a chance. That was Amadi going down to ground. Nick Pereira looking for a through ball for Drew Ruggles. It gets cut off. Very well there by Barbaro Schilter. Closing in on a minute to play in the second quarter. 4-1, San Diego leading Utica City FC. Utica trying to find an opening and a window to half this lead going into halftime. Laying it back off. Looking for options, looking for space. Juan Salazar with great pressure. Still with the pressure there, Salazar. Good cutoff by Cesar Cerda. Here's an opportunity now A broken pass, and here's a shot that gets smacked onto Drew Ruggles. And it's gonna be a set piece here for Utica City FC. 40 seconds left to go. Utica wants to keep this momentum, wants to keep pressing offensively. Less than 30 seconds. Looking for a shot, waiting patiently. This ball goes off of the front wave marker. Chatterley shielding the ball. This goes past. One more opportunity for Utica to try to get a goal here. A shot that gets broken in, and this remate in a great spot, and bravely coming in strongly. That is Sanchez, and that is the end of the second quarter. The San Diego Sockers on alumni night, lining up the offense with some beautiful soccer. And Utica City FC with one goal off an assist. As a very intense, high-octane first half of action here at Frontwave Arena comes to a close. And we'll see a couple of highlights here. First, a great save on the right-hand side for Reyes. And then you see the ball here, trying to find Reyes again in the middle. Nick Pereira connecting with the rookies very well. One-handed save here from Boris. Asking for his defense to get in front of the ball. Do not let him shoot. As we are 4-1, as we await for head coach Phil Salvaggio downstairs for his halftime interview. Thank you for joining us here on MASL TV. La Casa del Fútbol Rápido. On alumni night, we're gonna see some of the legends from the San Diego Sockers of past. We'll throw it down to the blue floor for Phil Salvaggio, head coach.
Sockers head coach Phil Salvaggio coming off a thrilling overtime victory less than a week ago, but it's time to get back to business and reset. Fortunately, you have so much more depth. 12 injured players last week, 4 major names coming back to the lineup today. Talk about the importance of having all those guys deep in that bench and coming out here with a strong early effort tonight.
Yeah, you know, when you get this is the best team I had all year so far, so it's good to have the players. A 4-1 first half is a good result for us, you know, and everybody wants to play in front of the legends.
And speaking of the legends, it's alumni night here at Frontwave Arena. As an alumni yourself, talk about the importance, the legacy of champions, the family effort that is combined to bring it all here, the history and the future of the San Diego Sockers.
Well, you know, you're playing in front of decades of great players, World Cup players. You know, it puts a lot of pressure on the players and us as the coaching staff. You know, they're judges too, and they know this game inside and out.
Thank you, Coach. And don't forget, Sockers faithful, you can pick up one of these amazing scarves next week right here at Frontwave Arena as your San Diego Sockers return to action.
Thank you, Nick. And we will be back with the second half of action here at Frontwave Arena, the home of the San Diego Sockers. San Diego's leading 4, Utica City FC 1. This is MASL TV.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members grow their businesses with confidence. Whether you need a vehicle to drive your business forward or gear to get the job done, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Frontwave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Parents, if we're on screens too much,
What about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
Wind 6 miles, runway 6 right, right on.
Halftime here at Frontwave Arena on MASL TV. Soccer's in Utica City FC. Craig Elston joined by the head coach of Utica, Everton Marrera. Everton, welcome to San Diego.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Well, so far your Southern California trip has gone swimmingly. A 10-9 win up at Empire on Thursday night. What an exciting game that was. Tell me about the feels in the locker room after that one.
It was a very, very exciting game. Obviously, for the fans, was amazing. You know, I think for the coaching staff, is a little, you know, defensively, you don't want to give up that many goals. But we played really well, and you were able to respond every time the Empire scored. We were able to respond with a goal, which that was great. The feeling was awesome because I feel that even though we gave up some soft goals and we shouldn't give up the goals, like I think overall the team played really well, responded really well of how we were trying to adapt to the game. So after 3 losses that we had, having a win away, that it feels great.
Hey, don't listen to him, man. Don't listen to him. Talking about your losses.
Oh my God, how am I going to keep up with that?
Phil Salvaggio joining the show. Now, Everton, for the club, obviously you've been missing some firepower. How important to get Nilton De Andrade back?
No, it was great. You know, like he was very hungry to play. You know, like starting the season not with Nilton. It was huge for us. We have a lot of young players, you know, having a veteran. Right now, he's a veteran, you know, like we've been together with Utica that's our 4th season. So you need veterans on the field. You need veterans on the locker room, on the bench and everything. And right now, having him back, it's a huge help for me and for the team.
You know, you lead me right into my next question, because when I was doing your roster board, I just noted, I mean, I do the San Diego board, 12-year veteran, 10th year on the team, 12-year veteran, 8th year on the team. Yeah. And for you, I think your oldest player is Willie Spur at 32 years old. It's wild what a young team you have, but what does that make in terms of both a challenge and an opportunity for you?
No, I think it's great because the talent that we have, it's great. Individually, those players are great. They're new for indoor soccer, but that's it, you know. So they're gonna go through adapting, through understand the boards, understand the game, understand the momentum, and all that stuff. We just have to be patient, which is hard to be patient, you know, especially when you have a 24-game season. But you know, like I'm very, very fortunate to have the players that we have because, you know, other than talent that they have, they are hungry to win. They're hungry to learn. And always, for me, it's an exciting moment because I love coaching. I love teaching, you know, like I love being in the game. So, no, I think it's good. You know, obviously, it's more like a time-consuming on talking to players, watching videos. You know, they understanding. But like I said, they're so hungry in learning. That for me it's great, and it's great to have the veterans that we have. You know, like Willie Spur is helping a lot, Gio Alves is helping a lot, Juan Alava, Logan Roberts, Gordy Gerson, Newton now, you know, returning is helping a lot. But you know, like I said, we don't have a lot of veterans, so we have to rely on our rookies, and I'm very fortunate to have the rookies that I have.
Last thing for you before we let you go. Maybe the younger fans watching didn't get to see you as a player. I got to see you as a player. I know the over 300 points scored, 3 championships in Milwaukee, where you were playing under head coach Keith Tozer, who's now the commissioner of the league. How much did you learn from Keith as a player?
Well, I had to learn a lot, especially defensively. He was a very disciplined and hard on the players in order to learn the game. It was great moments. Practice were intense, but that was the good thing about Milwaukee Wave at the time. The practice were intense. When you get to the game, you didn't feel as much. Winning 3 championships with Milwaukee was absolutely fantastic. Great memories. It's everything that I learned with the game was pretty much with him, because I was with him in 2 occasions. So my first team actually was San Diego Sockers. When I came from Brazil, was here. Unfortunately, at the time that San Diego Sockers folded, I ended up going to Milwaukee. So on those 2 occasions, I was with him for 2 years first, and then overall 10 years. So I have a lot of great memories, some funny memories as well. But it's great.
And obviously the apple didn't fall from the coaching tree, because Everton doing a great job in Utica. Thank you so much. Appreciate the time.
No, thank you very much for having me.
That's Everton Moreira, head coach of Utica City FC. We'll be coming right back. Alex Bastiavansky has MASL in 5. Then we've got the second half kickoff here on MASL TV.
There's regular cold, and then there's the mountains are blue cold. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
At Frontwave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Wind 6 miles, runway 26 right, cleared altitude.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Parents, if we're on screens too much,
What about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd at the
Shoot! He scores!
This is MASL in 5. How goes it, folks? I'm Alex Bastiavansky, back here in our league studio. Hope all is well in your world. There's a ton to cover today as we look at what's going on in the league right now. So let's get to it.
The clock ticking down to 10. The shot blocked in the middle. It was knocked away by Tacoma. There's 7 seconds. It's knocked in. They score! They score! It's tied up! And guess who did it for his 500th point in the MASL? Big Nicky, you're so tricky. We're tied at 6.
Nick Pereira, 500th career point. More on that in just a moment. More importantly, that tied the game against Tacoma with just 5 seconds left, sending this one off to overtime.
Lale looking for Nick. Nick Pereira, Mendez score!
Oh, the drama. Sebastian Mendez, the overtime winner for San Diego. And yes, Nick Pereira assisted on the winner for his 501st career MASL point. Regular season point, it should be clarified, because Nick also has 19 playoff points. Pereira had 5 total in the win for the Sockers. What a career it's been for one of the league's all-time greats. This is his 12th season in the MASL, and he's also picked up 2 MVP awards over that time. Way to go, Nick. Utica City was hosting Milwaukee on Sunday. Now, back in December, UCFC came back from 6-1 down to win in overtime, but the comeback fell just short in this one as the Wave held on to take it 7-6. Alex Steinwasser and Oscar Flores had 2 goals apiece for Milwaukee. It was a rough week for Empire. First on January 30th, they were in Kansas City and they kept it close in the first half, but the Comets scored 5 straight to close things out and take this one by a final score of 6-3. And then on Sunday, the Strikers were in Baltimore. The Blast just in control the entire way. They broke open a 2-2 tie with 6 straight goals to cruise to the 8-2 win. Now, some important league news to tell you about. The MASL has launched its first ever Play with Heart campaign for the month of February, dedicated to raising awareness about heart health and empowering fans with life-saving knowledge. Developed with the American Heart Association, each team will don commemorative red armbands that will be auctioned off by the MASL, with proceeds benefiting the American Heart Association. Head to the league website and heart.org for more information. It's a great initiative. Scoring leaders right now, 2 guys from KC leading the way, Zach Reggett and Rian Marquez with 29 points apiece. Alex Sanchez has 27. Then it's Super Mario Alvarez with 23 points and Jonatos Mello of Baltimore rounding out your top 5 with 22 points. Players of the week, Julian Rodriguez in between the posts. Nick Pereira offensively, and on the defensive end, Gio Alves from Utica City FC. Let's start things off with Nick. As we mentioned, he picked up his 500th career MASL regular season point, and in this game, 5 points for Nick, 2 goals, 3 assists in the OT win over Tacoma. And Gio Alves, he had a great game against the Milwaukee Wave in a losing effort, but still 5 points in the contest, 1 goal, 4 assists, and a block. And in goal, Julian Rodriguez, 13 saves in the game against Empire and 2 assists, getting it done defensively as well as offensively. Time now for your plays of the week.
Pereira on a run, gets it back, has some space in. Frater scores! Through the 5-hole! It's 7-2 Blast!
5 minutes to go in the third. Here's Alves. Rolled wide. The shot goes in! Mendy Silva! Made 8 saves as well, but then was replaced as there's a shot and a goal, and it is Sanchez.
Roscoe scores!
Gratterall into Fabian, who shoots. Hey, Ejimadu. They drive it back in there. Ejimadu scrambling back.
And now here's a breakaway. Short-handed opportunity. Steinwasser all alone, and he scores!
It was knocked away by Tacoma. There's 7 seconds. It's knocked in! They score! They score! And guess who did it for his 500th point in the MASL? Big Nicky! You're so tricky! Nick Pereira, Mendes score! Sebastian Mendes, golden goal!
And that's going to wrap things up for this week's show. But just a reminder, all throughout the season, to stay up to date on everything that's going on in the MASL, be sure to check out the league's official social media outlets. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members grow their businesses with confidence. Whether you need a vehicle to drive your business forward or gear to get the job done, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Frontwave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Parents, if we're on screens too much, what about you?
So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals
get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screening around can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
Is it normal to sweat this much? This is awful. This is a mean sweat. Quit looking at me, Susan. When was the last time I ate something planted? It's not that I don't like vegetables. Doctor, I said stop. I can't pay for a nutritionist. Why is this always such a whole big thing?
With nutrition counseling included, staying on top of your health doesn't have to be a whole big thing. Kaiser Permanente, healthcare that just works.
With 6 miles, runway 6 right, clear to land.
And welcome back to Frontwave Arena, La Casa, the house of the San Diego Sockers, where they lead Utica City FC 4-1. Let's get to some of the highlights for the first 2 quarters of action that saw San Diego come off and start off hot with El Colombiano, the Colombian, Juan Salazar, with a well-placed left-footed shot. And here a controversial no call, contact made with the arm, no challenge flag by Phil Salvaggio. Utica is then able to go ahead and tie it, but the Sockers respond immediately with a beautiful volleyed shot by Leonardo de Oliveira, the Brazilian. Here a great toe poke of a shot by Tavoy Morgan, getting his name on the score sheet, as well as an opportunity here with bodies in front of Boris. Boris himself making the shot stop, keeping 1 goal. The only damage that Utica City FC had done. And then we see Nick Pereira with a shot that almost goes into the top right corner. And this, Craig Childs almost getting his goal. And eventually, Reyes, one of the rookies, one of the youngest players here for the San Diego Sockers, integrated newly this season. And then Sanchez with a point-blank miss. Definitely going to want that one back. But for right now, the score is 4-1. San Diego leading Utica City FC. As we just witnessed some of the greats from the San Diego Sockers on alumni night in a halftime exhibition match. Saw some beautiful goals as well, but we've seen an abundance of riquezas in the terms of indoor soccer presented by the San Diego Sockers.
Well, hi, buddy.
How's it going? It's in like a good vantage point, seeing some of the legends down there, calling some action.
It's delightful. I mean, my goodness. Paul Doherty can absolutely give the Sockers a power play shift. Brian Quinn, Zé Roberto, Wes Wade running with the locks flowing, bringing back late 80s vibes. Vibes are immaculate at Frontwave Arena tonight. Gigantic crowd. So many legends of the game that are here that aren't down on the floor either. Guys like Julie V and Zoltan Toth. Up and down, we could talk about the legends of this sport. Nate Hetherington, saw him downstairs. Frank Viscara. But Anthony Medina has really kind of stolen the show alumni way tonight, Tony, let's be honest. In Alumni Soccer Taskmaster, he had 1 shot. All 4 of our players had 1 chance, and they could pick wherever on the floor to take 1 shot. And the thing was they had to make the shot. And Scotty Martin picked midfield, he missed. Eddie Velez picked far yellow line, he missed. Jeff Hughes, far yellow line, missed. Anthony Medina kicking it out of his own goal with the parade of champions in front of him.
Yeah, not an easy
like
task.
Tiger Woods, you know, shooting out of the rough at the Masters. And there's that tight corridor of humans. And he shot it wide, and then it rolled around the corner boards and in. It was unbelievable. He shot it from full field to score, and then he scored a great goal in the alumni game as well. So Anthony Medina, hats off to you, M5. All those trips to Dr. Corey paid off, brother. Sockers 4-1. Thank you so much, Tony. Sockers in their baseball 84 retros, running left to right. Utica in their black and blue. They're going right to left, and third quarter action is underway, and the Sockers have the ball at their toe right away. Pereira gets dispossessed from behind. Brian Wilkins, 6 out of 10 on the night. Boris Pardo, 6 out of 7. Utica didn't have a shot on goal in the second quarter.
A lot of that was because San Diego was able to put out the fires before they even started here. A foul against Charlie Gonzalez, as we'll see the restart in. They were able to go ahead and move possession all the way through in transition, the Sockers were, but Utica hasn't found their footing on the offensive side here. Nick Ferreira looking for a phantom player.
Nick did his part. 2 Sockers late to the invite for the party. It said show up at 14:30, not 14:30:28.
Here comes Silva the other way, Manny Silva. He had a breakaway stop by Boris Pardo in Utica. Big part of that 4-3 come from behind win for the Sockers. Might go down as one of the biggest wins of the year when all is said and done. In terms of the adversity the team was under, the game circumstance, and then the way it played out. That day, talking to athletic trainer Paul Savage, talking to assistant coach Cheeky Luna, that day Boris Pardo was not supposed to play. Like, not going to do it. He had starred in Baltimore the night before. They were 8 hours overnight. You know, a 41-year-old being asked to play every minute. Nathaniel Lindquist came in, had a really good first quarter. A little bit of a rough second quarter. Not all his fault, of course, but it was 3-0. And Boris said, I'm ready. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. I can be your goalkeeper. And he was. 11 saves out of 11 shots, and the team came right back and won 4-3.
That's what the veterans have been doing this season, is really showing it with their play and sticking it out for the Sockers. And again, shout out Paul Savage too, who's making it together. Watch out here.
Pee-wee saw Wilkin off his line, but shot was blocked before it left his foot. This, of course, MASL TV presenting Major Arena Soccer League action for you. Capelli Sport is the official and exclusive preferred uniform and apparel provider of the MASL. Here's Pinal and Pardo both getting their heads up toward the ball. Pardo nodded away as the second minute of the third quarter expired. Milton De Andrade does not have a point yet. Had 4 in Empire on Thursday. Good double team and bump off there. And then a bad pass. So far, the Sockers seem to be just a little bit disconnected. But there's again, right there. Sanchez wins it, and then everyone stops for a second. Here's Pee-wee running over the leg of Nilton. Play on, said Servando Berna.
Yeah, they're usually not so easy to dispossess here, the Sockers, but coming out of halftime, not connecting in the fundamental passes where they're usually very neat in. Unable to transition the ball up and giving Utica a chance to see more of the ball than they've seen really in the first 2 quarters. Now a chance for Wilkin to bring it on up.
Here comes Brian Wilkin. Cross midfield. He'll punt it into the corner looking for Shalier. Ruggles over the top of his head. Knocked down by Alava. And Utica can maintain possession and change players while keeping the Sockers 5 on the floor. The long shot outside. Pardo able to crouch on that one and deny Manny Silva an opportunity, and that lets San Diego change personnel. Pardo sends it out of his own crease. Headed down by Utica's Thyson Santos. Forward to Manny Silva. Silva into the right corner. Stops it with the sole of his left foot. Rolls it out front and center. Santos, his shot, blocked by Ruggles in front of Pardo. Felipe Gonzalez brings it down, headed by Santos away from Felipe. Santos wall pass. There's Drew again, playing free safety in advance of the big game Sunday. Are we allowed to say Super Bowl? Of course we're allowed to say Super Bowl. We're not some commercial. We're ahead of the Super Bowl on Sunday. It's so funny. Working in radio, you get like schooled. Like, oh, the big game. You're reading this ad. It's got to be the big game.
Or translated in Spanish, El Supertazón. Ever watch a Super Bowl NFL match in Spanish? It's quite interesting.
No, I don't think I have. It's one of the few sports I have not. Here's Pee-wee reading a moment of indecision from Utica, but it's back to City's toe. First 4 minutes of the third quarter, they haven't scored, but this has been a good rush for the visitors, who are certainly not out of it by any means, down 3. Scored 10 goals on Thursday. Sebastian Mendez, double teamed. High pressure shown by Utica. Now, if the Sockers can break it, that's going to be big trouble. Pee-wee gets bumped down by Emmanuel Belliard.
The way we see Utica defend is they really put numbers on the ball and try to put that pressure, but that allows for openings and runs for the Sockers to do. And that's how they've been successful in moving the ball up and finding these wide spaces in Utica's defense. But here, San Diego's going to have a chance to go through Nick again.
That one went over his head. Hard to do at 6'3", but ball was too high for Nick to handle. Now chipped out for a moment by Cardenas, pushed back. That's the way to secure possession. Charlie Gonzalez got it. Had an assist on San Diego's 4th goal. Reyes scored that goal. Charlie to Nick. That big toe out to bring the ball down. 2 men around him, drops it off to Charlie. First 5 minutes done in the third quarter. First time San Diego's had their foot on the ball. And Charlie's shot blocked out over the low wall by Tavares. MASLsoccer.com. It's your home for everything Major Arena Soccer League. Check it out. Check all the scores, all the standings, all the stories, and more. New content from Michael Lewis available today on MASLsoccer.com. Out to Cerda. Cesar Cerda over to Juan Salazar. Opened the scoring tonight for San Diego. He has played in 3 games and scored 3 goals for the Sockers. Still a young player figuring his way. Cerda bounces it off the corner while hoping Cardenas would read his mind. Maybe that synchronicity not quite there yet with him back from injury. Now Charlie shoots, blocked in front of Wilkin, who was diving for where he thought that shot would go. And the over-the-top pass is going to bound its way down to Mitchell Cardenas.
We're seeing some fundamental San Diego Sockers play, trying to go over the top, trying to pass it through the bottom here, a chance. And just the numbers aren't there for Utica, and just the misconnections is what's stopping Utica City FC from being dangerous on the offensive side of things tonight. This is a called foul, Sockers ball with Ruggles.
Drew Ruggles. Look out, trying to chip Wilkin. As Los Brujos del 78, the official supporters group of the Sockers, and the child club, satellite club, I don't know, the part of Chavos.
Part of La Vecindad, which is essentially the neighborhood of los Chavos.
The Chavos are the supporter group. Within them, Los Brujos support the Sockers. So if you see that Chavos logo behind the goal where Brian Wilkin is, that's what it means. Morgan taken away by Alava. Tavoy has a goal tonight. Leo has a goal. Salazar and Reyes. Willie Spur for Utica. That means nothing yet for Penal or Nilton. Felipe Gonzalez and the Sockers trying to work forward. Nice touch by Tavoy. Tavoy Morgan across midfield. Keeps it rolling. Sends in Felipe off the wall. And a better save off a great try by Tavoy. Wilkin was up to the task. Point blank to deny the chest in.
Well, that's exactly how you draw up that play. Tavoy doing everything right, reading and respecting the run. Nick, and here now a chance down the bottom and not necessarily controlled correctly by Reyes, but everything was done correctly down to the final save by Wilkin. Point blank, very well done, but man, that would have been another, would have been golazo.
Santos taken away. Leo has a chance to run. He doesn't really have anyone with him. He's going to cut it to the other side where Nick can set up shop anywhere. Pereira dancing to the high middle, cuts it to Leo. I think even the pass master Leo himself wasn't expecting that ball. Trying to get out of a double team. He will, thanks to Mitchell Cardenas. He skips past the keeper. He's brought down in the goal. And here comes a card against Utica City FC.
And Leo, knowing that that foul was going to come, that contact was going to come,
Flag has been thrown, challenge flag from our halftime guest, Everton Moreira. Ball's been put on the dot for a penalty shot for San Diego and a chance for Craig Giles to score on his penalty, on his bobblehead night. But first, we're going to go to break as Everton goes to replay. We'll let you know what they talk about when we come back. San Diego with a chance to put their 5th on the board, or will MASL video review take it away? We'll
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members take their financial plans to the next level. Because our value and values run deep, and we'll always fight for you with 100% commitment and no excuses. Open an account with Frontwave Credit Union today, and you could get a $350 bonus when you switch. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Please hold. Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Head official Ryan Sigich has signaled a penalty kick and a blue card foul against UCFC goalkeeper Brian Wilkin. And as such, not only is Craig Giles going to get a chance to take a penalty kick, but it'll be the reserve goalkeeper Andrew Taylor who will have to defend it. Now Taylor, standing in at 6'3" over the 5'10" Wilkin, feels like a great choice to be the designated penal stopper, you know? But interestingly enough, let's watch the highlights.
Yeah, you see Leo looking for that near side of the wall and just a tackle, getting ready for the big game, as we said yesterday or tomorrow. There's no question.
Why did they throw their challenge flag? He wrapped 2 hands around him and brought him down. Oh, my Lord. Everton, that's wild, my friend. That's crazy. He tackled him. Why would you challenge that? Well, that's a penalty kick, so Wilkin is going to set. Giles is going to shoot it. What happened was they did not count the time spent on video review, which was the time we took our timeout, as the timeout. So now they're doing the timeout. But we've done our part, so it gives us a chance to talk about players on the mend for the San Diego Sockers. Tonight, you've seen them all back from injury. Charlie Gonzalez has an assist to Boyd Morgan, a goal. Cesar Cerda working his way through, coming back, but he's always strong in the back. Then, guys that we've seen down on the field, Ben Raymond was part of warm-ups today. Chris Toth says he's maybe 2 games away. Ooh. Could be maybe not next weekend, but the weekend after. Or if he pushes, he could try and play one of those games next week. Still out, Luis Morales, Jesus Pacheco, Jose Gonzalez, but all of those players close to being available. So not impossible within 2 weeks to see every player on that list back on the list for San Diego.
It's always the best way to do it, too, a slow drip of players coming back, and not just a watershed of health as well, but here, a chance on his night.
It's Craig Giles' bobblehead night. Can the captain put his name in the book on his night? Andrew Taylor wants to say no. The big, tall drink of water bouncing in net.
Not a lot of distance from the penalty spot to the net, but Craig Giles, one of the best to do it in this situation.
Waiting for the whistle. The whistle sounds. And Giles delivers. Touch! shout where Uncle Phil keeps the extra añejo. Childs on Child's night.
El Capi de Capitanes, as we say in Spanish, fusilando. Just a firing squad type of penalty. Nothing for Andrew Taylor to do than to be the ornament on the penalty goal for the captain of captains, El Capi de Capitanes, Craig Childs.
5-1 Sockers for that goal at 8:04 in the third quarter.
With that Wilkins back in net.
Here's another instant answer for Utica City. Not that they did it before, but that the Sockers have done it many times this year, conceding while the goal is being announced to the crowd. It's instead poked home by Utica's Kyle Genrich.
Yeah, we've seen this all season from the Sockers, is giving up an immediate goal after they themselves scored. The crowd was still putting away their phones after recording that goal here on the right-hand side. It's that same side where we've seen Sockers give a lot of goals last week. Taylor John took advantage of the exact same spot that Utica finds their second goal in.
That goal scored 11 seconds later. It's a goal fest, maybe. Oh, Tavoy just missed. Could have been 3 goals in under 30 seconds. Again, that's what Utica wants. They won a 10-9 game Thursday. Serta creeping in for San Diego. Los Brujos get the drums rolling. Sent looking for Tavoy, but it's going to roll its way to Wilkin.
And something that you mentioned at the top of the show as well is the fitness, the youth, and the energy of this team as this gets called back.
Genrich, his 4th goal of the year, by the way. They gave Willie Spur the assist on that. So Childs, penalty kick at 8:04. Genrich from Spur at 8:15. Erasing the penalty. And now a chance for more. Pinal in the middle for 3. The Sockers defense evaporates, and Utica's right back in this game. After falling behind by 4, they're now down just a pair.
Sebastian Mendez losing possession in the midfield, and Boris Pardo, who was opening up for a pass and becoming an option, is found tracking back and not able to set himself in time to try to block that shot. But if you're Utica, this is exactly what you wanted, and start to get yourself in a shootout in the third quarter, 5-3.
9:21 that time of goal. Phil Salvaggio calls timeout. Feels like a good time to do a couple of things here. First off, for the league, let's talk about MASL Monday. You can catch it every Monday night on MASL TV on YouTube and the CBS Sports Golazo Network. Alex Pastravansky and Phil Levanko are joined each week by special guests from across the league to recap the weekend's game and discuss the league's hot topic. Check it out every Monday on MASL Monday. Also, we'd like to remind you that the Sockers' next game is going to be Community Night, presented by True Care. And it's a Sunday afternoon game against the Empire Strikers, 4 o'clock. And the first 1,500 fans through the gates here at Frontwave Arena will receive a special Sockers scarf, a Sockers Community Night scarf. So get yours. Make sure you get there early. Get there around 3-ish, 3:15. Get inside, get your scarf, get situated. Check out the Super Sockers pregame show right after warm-ups. Have a great time like the thousands of fans did this afternoon and evening. And then join us for the Sockers and the Strikers. Tony and I will have the call, of course, here on MASL TV.
What better way to cap off a Valentine's Day weekend than come watch some San Diego Sockers?
Well, San Diego takes a bruising. Amati got the assist for Utica at 9:21. They're looking for 3 in a row. Chalier coming in, Reyes fighting him. Ball was put to the middle.
I don't know if it's the 20-minute halftime. There's always little excuses you can make. Or if it's just the way this game was going to flow, no matter what, Tony. But there's a palpable, to me, tell me if I'm wrong, I feel like there's a palpable difference between what we've seen from San Diego in the first half and what we've seen in this third quarter.
Yeah, it seems like they were a little bit lackadaisical coming out and just having the confidence that they can score and create any sort of offense whenever they want. But in doing so, you almost ignore the other side that you have to defend and be neat, and still are facing a tough team in Utica. And you gave them opportunities, you gave them chances. They didn't have a lot of looks in the first 2 quarters. Here in the third, they have 2, and they take 2. And now they cut the lead down to 2 goals here in the third quarter. But San Diego needs to get on the offensive side of things as well.
Here's Leo. And you see the stepped up pressure defensively by Utica. All of a sudden, they're all over the ball. Tavoy trying to find his way through Santos. No whistle sounded, and Tavoy did get the ball out of there. Under 5 minutes to play in the third quarter. Well, Leo was thinking Ruckles would make a horizontal run and wound up sending a small baby bouncy, as they used to say on the kickball playground, into Wilkin. Ruggles knocks it down. Wancho turns the other way. Leo on the left wing. Leo, back and forth he goes to the middle. Goal! Felipe finishes. The dish delivered by Leonardo de Oliveira. What a goal for San Diego, 6-3.
Leonardo de Oliveira with a croqueta on the wall, a self-wall to score a pass in a way. But then this goes perfectly read by Felipe Gonzalez, and he does the easy part of that goal. But my goodness, I can watch that assist all day by the Brazilian wonder, Leonardo de Oliveira.
10:45 the time of goal. That's Felipe's first goal of the season. And it's Leo's 11th assist and one of his absolute best. I hope social media folks for Frontwave Arena are putting together a sizzle reel of some of the dribbling moves the San Diego Sockers have had tonight, because there have been, and Charlie's had one, a spinning pirouette, Mendez has had one, Leo right there. Just some beautiful, beautiful dribbling tonight for San Diego. Sockers thinking more was deserved on that whistle in terms of the call going the opposite direction. Instead, back to UCFC. They're just going to put their nose back to the grindstone and try and chip back away at this lead.
You see better offense from Utica City FC here, as it's going to be called a foul.
I mean, it's got to be. When you push a player down into the feet of the official, that's usually a good way to get a foul called against you. Canal. Brujos in full chant. Out to Alava. San Diego needs that energy right now. I like more of what I'm seeing defensively at this moment. Here's Sanchez stealing it, leaving it. Charlie, great touch. In comes Charlie. Big save, Wilkin. Sanchez keeps it alive. To Serta. He scores! Cesar Serta puts it away. But Sanchez had the second effort that made it happen, Tony, and gave him goal 7.
There you see the dispossession, just anticipating that ball dying in the middle of the field. Lays it off for Charlie Gonzalez, who gets the shot off. Great stop, but then the rebound, Cesar Cerda does not, no perdona. He does not have, ¿cómo se dice en inglés? He doesn't have any mercy. That's how you say it in English.
There you go.
We found it.
That's the first MASL point for Marcel Sanchez. Paul Wright is happy somewhere in Frontwave Arena. So is Mr. and Mrs. Sanchez. Shalier looking for another instant answer. Pardo is got to see this in his nightmares when he wakes up at 1:45 in the morning. He sees the goal being announced and everyone in the ball just firing past him.
And here's the thing about Sanchez, Tony. He's got a little bite.
Yeah, you could definitely tell he likes to get in the face as a defender, play the mental game as well, but if you get him into trouble here, you see, hey, I'm just here defending. What are you looking at?
Very casually noted by Nick Ferrara there downstairs. Shout out to Scott Hammond, couldn't make it tonight. Family affair, look forward to seeing him back. And so Nick's doing double duty tonight. He's doing PA and then jumping out and hosting. Schlier trying to turn, he does! Blocked off the line by another rookie. Adrian Reyes now has a goal on both sides of the floor. One he scored and one he denied.
One of the things that you're seeing from the rookies here, as we'll see it on the replay, is that they are recognizing the runs that they have to finish. That is a defensive run by an offensive player doing what he needs to do and avoiding that goal. That counts just as good as a goal.
Oh boy, did Juan Salazar just hurt himself there? I hope not. Yeah, a little gimpy getting up. You could tell he was overextended and put into an awkward position. But with the free kick won, Craig Childs has got a 2-point night now. He'd love to get the return pass. He got it! Saved by Wilkin. Sometimes including Wilkin, you can see what's coming, but it was still good to see.
Just parting the defense in the middle. Childs looked like he had an eternity of time as he turned. Still asking for the ball here from Nick.
Pereira had it taken away, got it back. Looking for a friend. He's got friends. Put it into the wash instead, and it came out blue. Great slide tackle by Mendez. Amati. Spur. Here's Amati on the run with a man on the back post. Off the wall! Stopped by Pardo on the second chance, and Felipe kept Tavares away just long enough. And now Pardo wants a second.
Another piece of good defending there. Maybe not touching the ball at all, but getting the body in there, giving Boris enough time to able to react and come and pounce right on it as Boris does come back up.
That could have been another goal.
Yeah, 100%. Putting their bodies on the line. Every single one of these players with youth, the veteran players, the Sockers are coming together nicely.
Juancho on the feet from Mitchell. Great touch. Here he comes. Juancho! Goal! The brace for Juan Salazar. He's got a lethal left.
He had so much time to think about where he wanted to go with it, where he wanted to put that ball. He finally decides this is where it's gonna go, inside of the net. Dos goles, Juan Salazar, el colombiano representando. 8-3, the Sockers are putting together a wonderful performance, one of the best here this season at home.
Juan Salazar is gonna be tough to take out of the lineup. Might cost him a shot at the Super Soccer's end of the year trophy. I think he'll take
I'm sure he'll be fine.
30 seconds left in the quarter. Sockers need to finish strong. Mitchell to Pardo, had to punt it out.
And a little gracias de nada action by the
fun.
crowd. It's a fun
Cardenas
time
gets
here.
that assist, by the way, and he does, even though it was like 5 touches before. It was uninterrupted possession, and it was actually a great pass. And now is another chance. Mendez with Charlie. Charlie just baffled as Mendez called his own number instead of the wide open man, and then we'll have a little chat about it, I believe, on the bench, because the horn has sounded to end the third quarter. It sure looked like Utica was about to take control of this game, and then the Sockers ripped off a 1-2-3. A quick roll to put them back ahead. 8-3 San Diego, fourth quarter run from Oceanside next on MASL TV.
At Frontwave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want, come with me.
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
With the call from 6th grade, we don't.
Parents, if we're on screens too much,
What about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
Look at the kids scrambling to clear the Frisbees for our every match between third and fourth quarter tradition, the Frisbee toss. This is just as fun. It's like watching a science experiment, seeing all these kids dive down and pick up the Frisbees. Well, it's 8-3 San Diego. This game not especially close going to the fourth quarter, but I'll tell you what is close. It's the MASL standings table. It's a tight table. Almost a traffic jam. You've got the top three teams right now. Kansas City, which has had a games in hand advantage since like the second week. They started off playing 2 games when everyone else played 1. And they've had more games played than everyone, but they are in first. Milwaukee is right behind them. Based on games in hand, they could win out to take the lead. So could San Diego. Those 3 teams separated by 6 points, but you look first to 8th. First to 8th going into today, top to bottom, 15 points, 5 games, separating first from last at the halfway point, and plus minus from the best plus minus plus 15 to the worst of 14 to the worst minus 15. 29 goal separation. Well, why do I bring that up? Stat nerd, why do you care? Last year, the goal difference between first and 8th was 228 goals. Not 29, 228. And a 25-point gap from the first place team to the 8th place team. And that was when they had 12 teams. Just looking first to 8th to keep it even, a 25-point gap compared to 15. So it's a much tighter league. Anyone can win on any day. No one is out. No one's going to win 20. No one's probably going to win 19. It might be hard to win 18 this year in the MASL, the way things have gone. So every point's important, every point's precious, and I think it's going to lead to a really exciting last 2 months of the year.
100%, and you can see that these teams are also stylistically very different, all the way from Empire, what they bring with their different style with a eternal 6th attacker, as we start here with Wilkin on the halfway line as well.
Yes, he is. So it's not 6 attackers, but Wilkin is in the Obasi formation, playing offensive half wall and coming forward. And why not? Down 5, Everton Moreira is going to play the what the hey card. Does it really matter our goal differential? I guess for Craig's silly stats it does, but for winning and losing it doesn't. Here's Charlie Gonzalez. Charlie executes, I believe, a 3-line pass, which will lead to a yellow line restart for Utica. These are the types of things that if you're gonna come from 5 down and use a trick formation, these are the moments you have to score. Score on this play.
As they do go to true
now,
6th attacker.
yes, Gio Alves is a 6th attacker and Wilkins off.
I think that's a better idea. Pinal. Out to Alava. So they're starting the fourth quarter in 6 attacker.
And the more that Utica thinks about this, the more the clock runs down. And the Stars can be a little bit more patient, waiting for that mistake, as they've been able to dispossess very well whenever they do pressure.
There's 2 long ball bombers on San Diego out on the floor right now as this one goes off the wall. Both Charlie and Mendez. They love to shoot from long distance. Here's Alvis. He wants to crack one in, and he will! Deflected, I think, off Pinal and home. Either way, it's a goal for Utica in the 2nd minute of the 4th quarter. And it's a play that took a measure out of 2 men, Pinal and Pardo.
And this shot that ends up being a pass enough to be just tipped into the side. Pass Boris Pardo there. Well done and constructed play by Utica City FC. And it's exactly what you mentioned, Craig. You got to take these opportunities. As looking at 8-4 in the 4th quarter in indoor soccer, that can almost mean nothing.
But it's got to be an uninterrupted run. And because of that, you have to score early in order to create the ability for you to score late and have it matter. Pinal from Santos, that's Sergio's 2nd of the game and 15th of the season, and he's having an all-star season for Utica, no question. Cardenas gets a steal. Back in net is Wilkin here. Leo. Leo is the guy you want on the floor when you're facing 6 attackers. Leo, open men to choose. Salazar on a hat trick, misses it wide. He honestly had to go around his own player, Mitchell Cardenas, who I think was the intended target of Leo's pass. Juan kind of stole Mitchell's pass, and then that extra touch took him away from the goal. But now off the bench, Mendez and the defender Stevens rushing in.
And if you're San Diego, you want to go ahead and stay on that offensive side of things too. Maintaining the same way that you've been playing and not necessarily go back and park the bus, because that is going to invite all the offense and potentially momentum shift into Utica on the offensive side of the ball.
Here's Chalier. Can he conjure up a goal on his own and really get the comeback started for City? City was down 6-1 at home in the 2nd half to Milwaukee and came back to win earlier this year. I was watching that game. So this is a team that does not understand the idea of just giving up on the result. They will not do that. Alves is back out as 6 attacker. Sockers have a less defensive lineup out there. Sebastian Mendez did get a touch, but not enough to control. Sockers just want a touch across the yellow line. Felipe can use Pardo. Pardo's got this chance now. Can Mendez shoot it? Racing back is Wilkin. This could be a blue card, and it is. Mendez then gets into it with Genrich, and he might earn himself a card back the other way that he doesn't want. Mitchell Cardenas comes in as the sheriff in town. And remember, and he's holding it. Mendez just got brought down on that broken arm. That's why he was so upset getting up. That's a broken arm he's playing with. He just got knocked down for a blue card, and the way he's cursing and holding that arm, it makes you wonder if he's re-injured it.
Yeah, and that's something that the players are very well aware of, right? You know Mendez is hurt with a cast on, and you know yet if you are physical against the walls, it's going to be a boarding call, but it's a dangerous play altogether here, just getting caught.
Oh, my Lord. And here's the thing. It's not in any way intentional by Genrich, but the way he put Mendez into the wall and where Sebastian was, his cast went straight into the corner of the boards. It wasn't just that it went into the boards, it went into that corner of the boards. They're both going to get blued up.
We have 2 penalties on the play. Utica for boarding.
Unfortunate
San Diego for unsportsmanlike. 4v4.
So it's boarding on Genrich and it's unsportsmanlike on Sebastian, and it's 4v4.
Yeah, and the adrenaline is running at that point. Sebastian gets up and, you know, extends his arms to shove. That's what causes the blue card infraction at that point.
There it is again.
But this does still leave equal numbers on the floor for both teams. No power play situation, but we did see Sebastian kind of compose himself there.
It's just unfortunate because you don't know
You don't know what the next day, 2 days, 3 days, that's another x-ray. You don't know what the next x-ray is going to bring. You need healing. And to be honest, wearing the long sleeves, you could understand a Utica player not recognizing the cast on Mendez's arm. But you also would understand why Sebastian would feel literally injured. Pereira almost kicked it in with the sole of his foot just to show us he can do anything.
Hitting the corner where crossbar meets post.
Wilkin runs off. They'll go 5 attackers here. 5v4 and an empty net. And there's a big mistake. This is a shootout penalty kick, a shootout.
No, it's not.
And it's a goal instead. Mitchell Cardenas, as Ryan Sigich let the play continue. He played the advantage, and the Sockers get the goal. And I guess Pee Wee will get an assist instead. His 98th career point. Let's see it again.
Yeah, I think Pee Wee will take the point over getting the foul called on him. Mel smiles now. But good job by Cardenas playing to the whistle. As here comes a call from Ryan Sigich.
Utica number 17, it's a blue card, power play for tripping. Since a goal was scored, there's no power play.
Just understanding that there was a blue card, but there's no power play. And there's no player taken off because the scoring occurred before the play ended. And here is that play.
Yeah, Pee Wee going down on tripping, and both players, Pee Wee and Cardenas, realizing that there's no whistle, no call. Let's stand up, brush off, and score a goal.
A 4v4 goal for Mitchell Cardenas, his second of the season. We'll see if they give Pee Wee an assist on that. He could easily not, but they easily could. Just depends on what they do downstairs. Get your texts in down there behind the net. We see you. 4v4 continues as a 5v4. And it's another steal, and Charlie shot it wide. So 5v4 hasn't really worked so far, whereas 5v6 did okay.
And Utica will try to come back with a goal here to try to calm the waters as time keeps ticking down.
Ooh, the wall pass from Alvis whistled past the leg of Charlie. Stays with Utica. There's a minute left in the 4v4. Alvis, big mistake there. Rolled it straight to Boris. Can Boris get the outlet? Pee Wee needed to come off. He couldn't go to attack goal. Wilkin runs on. Alvis comes off as a common foul is called against Utica City. They're executing their strategy. That's for sure. Here's Morgan. Oh, Morgan shed his attacker. Serta right into the gut of Wilkin.
Perfect positioning there by Wilkin, reading the play, reading the diagonal pass by Tavoy Morgan, and Serta having a point-blank shot right at the player as Utica's trying to come back on the other side with the response.
Good chance. Oh, for a second, Shalier had an opening. All right, 7 seconds, 2 players will run out, and it'll be 6 attackers instead of the weird 5 attackers for Utica. See something new all the time. Nilton, here they come, Genrich and Sebastian. Almost a goal, now almost a goal. Left post, right post, try the crossbar, you'll get a free Sunday. That one's out of play off the Cowboy on the south side of the arena.
Both of those shots by Utica just incredibly unlucky to not have gone an inch to the left or the right and gone inside, hitting the bar there, El Poste. Now back to full strength.
If you disagree with the call made by Ryan Sigich tonight, Ryan Sigich will talk to you about it along with Phil Levanco on the MASL's most controversial show, Under Review. Catch it every Friday right here on MASL TV on YouTube. Here comes Barbaro Chalier. 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter, 5-goal game at 9-4. Willie Spur. Alvis is on as the sixth attacker with an empty net again. Chalier. Oh, he hit the head of his target, Alava, but the wrong side. And Alava headed it out instead of in.
One of the best defensive plays I've seen this game, actually.
That's crazy. Stevens knocked down by Salazar. Foul called against San Diego's Felipe.
As we see here in the replay, this shot cross that goes off the chest of Alaba, unable to control that or even direct his shoulder, and just going into the net right there.
By the way, not for nothing, but they did give Pee Wee Ortega an assist on that 9th goal. So he's now the 11-year MASL veteran at 98 points, the veteran defender. Timeout called by Everton Morera. The thing is, though, about that is that Pee Wee has missed seasons due to injury. Not just, you know, a few games, although he's done that plenty of times. He's been held to maybe 3 or 4 games in a season due to injury. He gets knocked around like no other player you've ever seen in the league. He gets battered like a rag doll sometimes, and he keeps getting up, rehabbing, coming back, and devoting more of his blood, sweat, and tears to the Sockers organization. What an important player for this team.
I mean, yeah, like a mosquito to light, Pee Wee to action. He's always there on the offensive or defensive side of the ball, giving it his all, and that's the type of players that you want on your squad, and it's one of those players that you look as an opponent and say, man, I'd rather have that guy on my team than be playing against him, because you know that they're going to be blood, sweat, and tears, and even then, that's not enough to keep somebody like Pee Wee off of the floor for too long, and it's such a joy to see him come in and really start contribute again, picking it back up. Last time we had seen him in a Sockers uniform playing, he was having a great and a phenomenal season. Unfortunately, he does get cut off, but it's amazing to be able to see him come in and contribute so positively.
Meanwhile, for Utica City FC, you've got to say they're once again feeling the blues, which has been the case all season long, coming in at 4-8, 4-6-2, and in last place. They started off with a lot of home games and didn't get the wins that they wanted. They wanted to be 4 or 5 wins, not 2, out of that grouping. But here's the big difference. And of course, Nilton De Andrade came back this weekend. But Kelvin Oliveira, the all-star, Vinny Dantas, the veteran who would be that calming presence, he would be their Pereira, that hold-up forward. Not having those guys just completely changes this team. And if you had those guys, you'd be talking about a playoff contender in Utica. As it is, they're trying to get into the playoffs. Here's a well, not even top of the arc. Here's a foul called within the arc against San Diego that will give Utica a really good chance to get back within 4. And San Diego, not for nothing, with a late sub, but allowed to get back in is Mitchell Cardenas. Spur, Alves, Pinal, blocked by Leo. Good block by Leonardo de Oliveira to deny Pinal a hat trick.
Good idea there by Utica, and utilizing the 3 triangle pass immediately and having a shot. You know, and we'll see if they have a chance here to do it again and try to get a shot off on Boris.
Pinal lifts the ball as a cross all the way across the goal mouth into the other corner. And Utica holds on, and they've got the 6th attacker out there. It's Pinal now stepping, firing a shot pass wide of the back post as we count down to about 8 minutes left. Alves and Pinal. And that 8-minute mark has arrived. Next whistle would be the media timeout. I think it's already maybe been expired with all the timeouts taken. Here's Alves shooting high. I'll find out right now. It is the media timeout. What do you know? 7:49 left in the fourth quarter. Does Utica have a big comeback in them? Stay with us and find out. We'll take a look around the league as well when we come back to Oceanside, California. It's the Sockers with a 9-4 lead on MASL TV.
From the Pacific to the desert, our members work hard, dream big, and always fight for what's important. For over 70 years, Frontwave Credit Union has been serving those who serve and helping our members build equity and refinance with confidence. Invest in your future with a commercial real estate loan. From residential investment properties to industrial real estate, we've got you covered with 100% commitment and no excuses. Frontwave Credit Union. Dream big. We got you.
Parents, if we're on screens too much,
What about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd at the San Diego Zoo Safari.
The Major Arena Soccer League is proud to announce the first ever Play with Heart campaign, a month-long league-wide initiative dedicated to raising awareness about heart health and empowering fans with life-saving knowledge. Developed in collaboration with the American Heart Association, Play with Heart aims to leverage the MASL's national platform alongside our team's regional platforms to educate communities, inspire action, and help save lives. Throughout the month, teams across the league will spotlight heart health messaging during games, on broadcasts, and across their digital channels. And each team will don commemorative red armbands highlighting the campaign for one special game. We'll see a couple of those coming up on Valentine's Day, including the Sockers at Kansas City. San Diego's game is coming up on February 27th. As we return to game action, Nathaniel Lindquist is making his second MASL appearance. He has taken over in relief of Boris Pardo in net. The rookie with a unique story. Hometown listed on the MASL website as San Jose, California, to which the answer to that is, yeah, but not exactly. We'll tell more of his campaign as we go forward. But now, Adrian Reyes can walk this into the net. Slam dunk. 10-4. Good, buddy.
That was a great anticipatory move there by Reyes, and as well as the dribble right behind Alves, the goalkeeper there, and a little bit of a flare, a no look technically, just a no look tap in by Reyes, who's having a wonderful part of the season and a wonderful game tonight.
His 8th goal of the year.
It's very impressive what some of these youngsters, rookies, new blood for the San Diego Sockers have been able to do and adapt so quickly, and it's paid off.
Staying in 6 attackers, Everton says, please sir, may I have another? Learn his name, Frontwave crowd. Shot saved by Lindquist. By the way, that crowd, 4,458 the attendance tonight, 4,458, just under 4,500 fans at Frontwave Arena on Craig Child's bobblehead night, on alumni night. What a night, what a performance. And a big win coming for San Diego. Lindquist watches it off the wall, and Serta does well to guard it away, and now Charlie will shoot all the way down the floor. He'll miss wide. Alves played it off the wall to Mendez, and then Alves makes a great save.
What a wonderful reaction from a non-typical goalkeeper being in net and giving his team a chance to now counterattack on the other side with Pinal.
Pinal just shrugging off Serta, goes through 2, draws the foul. It's a card, no. Well, I'll tell you what, Ryan Sigwich is reaching in his pocket, but Servando Berna called common foul as the closer official, and Ryan did not overturn. Would you call a blue card here? Under review. What do you think, Phil Ivanko? Oh, he's a Utica fan. He thinks it's a penalty kick. Here's Gio. Gio over to Amati. Nah, feels a level-headed guy. Good guy. Phil Ivanko. Amati. Down to the corner, Shalier. Back post. Ooh, Alava couldn't get a touch. Serta was the man there for San Diego. Diving Lindquist with Serta's help. He throws it out. Wilkin has to run on. Pee-wee had an errant touch there. Forced Charlie into the wall, but with a double team around him, Charlie kept the ball because he's one of the best in the world at just keeping the ball with people chopping at him. Here's Salazar. Juan Salazar right on Wilkin. Juancho wants a hat trick.
Yeah, you can definitely tell he came out with a rush of speed off the bench. Now, I am watching Lindquist and just his positioning, how he's moving some veteran players and positioning himself. That save that he had earlier, he actually cut off a pass because he was calling for somebody to go ahead and block over on the right-hand side. So it's good to see the youngster getting some confidence down there.
Nathaniel Lindquist was born in Uganda. Here's Leo leaving it for Salazar because he wants the hat trick. Pinal. No. Took it away. Watch out with a smile and goes to the bench.
What a fun player to watch in Pinal, too, going all the way back and defending with such grit. You know, he could have let him have it, but he said, no, Juancho, you're not getting your hat tricks on us tonight. Still has some time.
Genrich, shot, save. Lindquist left it in front of him. Serta takes it away. Now Mendez with the sixth attacker in front of him. Flick, he's trying to shoot it to himself. Didn't work. Good job. Alves, Gio Alves, right there. 4-year veteran. Makes him a veteran on this team. Brighter days ahead for Everton's Utica City. But they're just a couple scores short. That's... Now here's Mendez. Oh, come on. Great look. Mustard's off the hot dog there. Speaking of Nathaniel Lindquist again, young man born in Uganda, raised in Kenya. At the age of 18, he and his family moved to San Jose. He then starred in college and actually has a charitable foundation to help bring soccer materials to youth in Africa.
Oh, wow.
Which you can find if you Google him and check him out. As Kurt Signetti would say, you can Google him. Nathaniel Lindquist. Really, really cool story. Great kid. Rookie year here. Won his way onto the team. Here's Morgan. Here's Serta. Save Wilkin. Back to Morgan. Looking for two. He will score it. And he will dance it. Dance the night away to Voy. This one goes to 11.
And Tavoy doing the unselfish thing and making sure that Serta has a look, had an opportunity. Ball rolls back to him, and he says, you know what? I'll go ahead and take it, even though Salazar was asking for it for his hat trick. He says, I got this, Juancho.
Salazar can keep asking as far as Tavoy's concerned. Tavoy's up to 5 goals this year, right? He doesn't want to let Juan get out in front of him. Timeout called by Everton Morera. Gives us an opportunity to take a look ahead to the schedule for these teams. As we take another look at this goal, just waiting for Pinal to come out.
No, very well done there by Morgan. It's good to see his confidence coming in. That's what these moments are supposed to be, opportunities to be lethal and take those goals. Even though you're up 11-4, you still have to go ahead and have those practices in these moments for potentially facing Empire, who also has an empty net in these situations as well.
Serta was given an assist on that. That's 3 goals against the 6th attacker. So yeah, that for San Diego, that's really encouraging because of course you want to be leading, you want to be in these spots, and you want to make it a situation that brings dread to the opponent. As we look ahead to the February schedule for these clubs, for San Diego, one of their toughest weekends of the entire season is coming up next week. They will play a Valentine's Day Saturday night game at Cable Dahmer Arena in Kansas City. Nick Vassos, Eric Bergrud on the call for the first of 5 meetings this year between the Sockers and Kansas City. You know we're into the down the stretch part of the schedule. We've left the Empire heavy schedule. We're going to the Kansas City heavy schedule in the second half. But hey, don't forget about Empire. Anua's boys will be waiting in their own beds in the Inland Empire watching that Sockers match. And then they'll be able to drive down to
San Diego and have a morning practice here at Frontwave Arena, all while the Sockers are in the air, flying. And from what I've heard, they have to catch a connection in Denver that has like a 45-minute window. So they could even miss the window and like not make the game, theoretically. But it's as tough a travel back-to-back as you could have. Play in Kansas City, come back, and face an Empire team that hasn't played in the week and is just fresh and waiting for you.
It's going to be very demanding on these bodies. And now we've seen the Sockers have stepped up to the challenge with a much more depleted roster.
Foul against the City, which will put Wilkin back out on the floor. Sockers will then have 2 with Tacoma over the course of 2 weekends. They'll play February 21st at Tacoma. They'll come home here on Star Wars night, February 27th, and take on the Stars, and that'll be the 5th and final for the Sockers and Stars this season. Meanwhile, for Utica, they will play a back-to-back, but a little different. They'll play 2 home games next Sunday and Monday. They'll play the 15th against Baltimore. They'll play the next day against St. Louis on a Monday night. And then they will play at St. Louis and at Kansas City, a back-to-back the next weekend. So some tough schedule ahead for Utica as well. Minute 38 left in this one. Sockers want to keep Nathaniel Lindquist with a clean sheet. And as Wilkin runs in, Felipe has dreams of a second goal. Oh! Saved by Wilkin off the bottom of the crossbar and out. Felipe really put some pace on that.
Yeah, respecting the run, Nick Pereira there saw his teammate make that forward run, and great shot by Felipe, even better stop by Wilkin off the crossbar. But you can see the Sockers seem to be hitting a different gear tonight.
Pereira. Spur on the giveaway. 60th minute is live. Nick Pereira. Save Lindquist. That ball was put right at him, point blank, and he parried it with 2 hands. 44 seconds left in minute 60. Spur curling. Manny Silva. And Gio Alves gives it a crack off the goal glass. Leo couldn't bring it down. He wanted a long shot. 30 seconds left. Ruggles with the block. Second shot, save! Lindquist! Diving to his left. That one kicked out for a defensive clearance with 14.7 left.
That's what, yes. Go ahead. That's what you want to see from your young goalkeeper, getting some minutes at the end of a game, but still getting important saves, important looks in game time situations. That's a couple of great saves by Nathaniel Lindquist.
Earlier tonight, St. Louis beat Tacoma 8-5 at the Family Arena. Here's the, sculling it up high. Milton De Andrade says, can player B enter the arena, pull another ball out of his pocket and tee off again? Because he sent that one where only the squirrels will roam. Fans starting to pour out here with 12 seconds left. If they stick around, they can get some autographs post-game as well. 5 seconds. Pinal. Horn sounds, full time at Frontwave Arena. The San Diego Sockers have won 3 in a row, and they control this one from start to finish. 3 different runs of 3 goals or more in an 11-4 final score, Tony.
And this was a complete game here by the San Diego Sockers, taking the opportunities that Utica was giving, being anticipatory, cutting off passes, putting on high pressure. It's some of the things that the Sockers are now able to do with a much healthier roster. And you can tell that there's some players that are still coming back into it and acclimating with some of the new blood. And speaking of new blood, Reyes having a fantastic run of form, as well as Juan Salazar, the Colombian, getting himself a brace.
Yeah, really exciting to see the old and the new mix tonight in a really intriguing way. As on one side, Craig Childs gets a goal and an assist on his bobblehead night. Nick Pereira picks up his 502nd career point. But Juan Salazar getting 2 goals and having scored in each of his 3 games for San Diego. Adrian Reyes now 8 goals in 7 games and a goal saved on the other side, which is the second time he's done that since coming in. He had a goal saved in Baltimore on a sliding tackle as well. So this kid is dynamite in both directions. Let's go downstairs. Nick Ferrara with Juan Salazar.
It's time to introduce your San Diego Soccer's player of the game. 2 goals tonight, Juancho Salazar. Juancho, tonight was alumni night in front of the many generations, 47 years of history, culminating to this moment tonight. You scored 2 goals. So to talk about the past, we need to talk about the present and the future. Presently, let's talk about the way it started here at Frontwave. It wasn't pretty early in the season. You guys have turned it around, recovered from a lot of those injuries. Talk about the chemistry and the confidence coming into tonight's matchup.
Well, first of all, thank you guys for the support constantly. Thank you, God, and thank you to my family. They've been here supporting me all the time. Playing in front of so many legends of the game is always an honor. I always say that ever since I joined the team, it's been an honor to be part of this organization, represent a community, and then also a group of players that commit every day to do our best job. The season's been up and down. We've been having good games, bad games. Personally too, going through some injuries, trying to get some minutes, but thankful for the opportunity and excited to be part of this organization.
Juancho, as we prepare for the home stretch with the goal of having a strong playoff run in the quest for the Ron Newman Cup, what does the team have to do to continue to build on these back-to-back home victories here at Frontwave Arena?
I feel like we got to keep sticking together, believe in each other, and know that we are always the team to beat, and we have to always put up performance for the amazing fans we have. Thank you, guys.
Since 1978, the team to beat your San Diego Sockers. Give it up one more time for your player of the game, Juancho Salazar.
The thunderclap is underway. The supporters, Los Brujos del 78, serenading, and the soccer serenading them right back. SD, SD.
Wonderful sights here. La Cultura coming together, Fútbol Rápido, indoor soccer, both team, players, and fans celebrating a great performance by the San Diego Sockers.
We'll come back and wrap it up after this. Final score, 11-4, San Diego. Take a look at a couple highlights and a couple of numbers right after this.
At Frontwave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Is it normal to sweat this much? This is awful. This is a mean sweat. Quit looking at me, Susan. When was the last time I ate something planted? It's not that I don't like vegetables. Doctor, I said stop. I can't pay for a nutritionist. Why is this always such a whole big thing?
With nutrition counseling included, staying on top of your health doesn't have to be a whole big thing. Kaiser Permanente, healthcare that just works.
Please signal from 6th grade. We're on.
Parents, if we're on screens too much,
What about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari
to hang with the coolest,
kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them,
Get real close to them.
and every visit helps the animals. But that screen you're on can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd at the city.
The San Diego Sockers are signing autographs, taking pictures with their fans. Still here at Frontwave Arena, a crowd of almost 4,500 with you for an 11-4 Sockers win over Utica. Balanced scoring for San Diego tonight. 2 goals apiece for Tavoy Morgan, Adrian Reyes, and Juan Salazar. Craig Childs, Leonardo de Oliveira with a goal and an assist each. Mitchell Cardenas, a goal and an assist. Cesar Cerda, a goal and an assist. A lot of guys picking up multiple points this evening. Earning for Boris Pardo his 7th win of the year, and for the Sockers an 8-4-1 record. They're 3 games over 500 for the first time all season. 24 points to push them higher in the standings, waiting to see what happens over the course of the rest of the weekend. We'll get into that rest of the weekend after we take a look at these highlights. And how about that move from Leonardo de Oliveira getting tackled for a penalty kick? Penalty kick, Craig Childs scoring on his bobblehead night. Bobblehead looks great too. He has a mustache just like that. The City came right back after that and scored 2 goals in quick succession to make it a 5-3 match. But San Diego would respond. Leonardo de Oliveira, just an incredible back and forth move along the wall, faking out the defense, setting up Felipe for the sitter. Marcel Sanchez, great hustle play. First he feeds Charlie, then after the save by Wilkins, Sanchez crashes in. And how about that? Little back heel lift out to get the goal to Cesar Cerda. Just a great play by the 18-year-old. Juan Salazar, sent in by Mitchell Cardenas, took the extra step and blasted it home for his 2nd of the night. There was Pinal's 2nd of the night on a deflection in front of Boris Pardo, but after the 4th quarter decision to just clear the net, that time as everyone saw Ryan Sigurd hold up a blue card, Mitchell Cardenas realized that the play hadn't ended. Here's Reyes, slam dunk, no look, blam blams. 3 different empty netters for San Diego, and then the cherry on top for Tavoy Morgan, who has a great dance. He and Juan, they can go to the club later. Selfie Seychelles, 11-4, your final score. Really an all-around performance, I'd say, tonight. There was that one part of the 3rd quarter, slow out of the box in the 3rd quarter, but after they got nicked in the timeout from Phil Salvaggio, the rest of the game was 6-1 San Diego.
And if this is the direction that the Sockers are heading to, it's somewhere where they've been wanting to with the depth before the season, and now at this point being able to still be battle tested, not just on a veteran side, but some of their rookies and some of their youth is also similarly battle tested, and they have an opportunity to do something very special here with this squad that they have in the roster. And it's still not at full strength for San Diego, but it's going to be interesting whenever it does happen and see if they can manage that chemistry and that momentum and in a cohesive team way, which the Sockers are all about philosophy first and the goals come after. So great showing by San Diego here tonight.
100%. Let's take a look at our next broadcast after San Diego plays in Kansas City on Valentine's Day, and they fly all Sunday morning to get back. We'll have the Sockers and the Strikers. 4:05 is when the kickoff will happen. Our broadcast will kick off on Fox Soccer Plus as well as MASL TV at 4 p.m. with Nick, Tony, and myself. Let's take a look at our crew list for tonight. Our producers, Chris Karcher and Terry Parrish. Our broadcast producer, Sean Pettit. Technical director, Dan Patton. James Allen, our AV tech. Director of photography is Cody Caldwell. Gabe Pan is our Air One camera operator. Matt Camp is also on the cameras. Audio engineers, Spencer White and Kevin Johnson. Replay operator, Jaime Reynoso and Larry Patton on our graphics. Andrew Karcher, our utility. Well done, one and all. That's going to do it today from Frontwave Arena, where the San Diego Sockers won their 3rd in a row and defeated UCFC 11-4. Now that matchup that everyone's thought about since the start of the year, Tony, it'll happen next Saturday. It'll be the Sockers and Kansas City for the first time.
Yeah, exciting things happening here at the second half of the season, and we'll see if San Diego is going to be able to maintain this level that they've been able to perform at 3 games in a row. And Kansas City is going to be one of those tough opponents. that they're going to go ahead and find at the later part of the season towards the end and into playoffs. So let's see what they have with these two great franchises representing the MASL.
We hope you have a great rest of your weekend as well. No MASL matches tomorrow. Apparently something else is going on. I think it's a board game Sunday, maybe a chance to do some chores.
Yeah, no, it's a great time to go to the stores because
Yeah.
it's going to be empty from what I hear.
From at about
Get
3
your
o'clock.
groceries, yeah.
At 3 o'clock, it's a great time to go grocery shopping. That's for sure. We'll talk to you next week. Until then, for Nick Ferrara and Tony Sanchez and our great Emoto crew, I'm Craig Elston, reminding you one more time of our final score, 11-4 San Diego. And now, so long from Oceanside.
There's regular cold, and then there's the mountains are blue cold. Mountain Cold Refreshment. Coors Light. Choose chill.
At Frontwave Credit Union, we're all in on you. You're not just a number, you're a member. And we're putting $350 behind what we believe in. Get started today. Dream big. We got you.
Not medically necessary. Out of network. Request denied. Referral denied. Claim denied. Denied.
What if insurance, doctors, pharmacies came together and worked as one team?
If you can't get what you want,
That would be a better idea for healthcare. Kaiser Permanente.
Parents, if we're on screens too much,
What about you? So let's ditch them and go outside on safari to hang with the coolest, kookiest, tallest animals ever. Whoa! We can hop with them.
Get real close to them.
And every visit helps the animals. But that screen around can't do it justice. So let's get out here and join the herd at the San Diego Zoo Safari Park.
With the call